Welcome to Planetary Extinction Clan League. We got a fantastic lineup today. We got 4 fantastically strong clans. Top of the line, the creme brulee of PA clans. First up, we have Burning versus BSE. Then later on, right after the game, we're gonna have pXs versus TNC. This is the 4 leading clans this far. So this is just simply gonna be a real treat. I can't wait for it, and I can't wait for bringing you guys through this fantastic game. So, what do you guys say? Should we just head into it? Get into the interviews and take it from there? That would be absolutely lovely. I just need 1 minute, and then I'll jump into the interview. So while I fix something fast on the back end here, I would love to hear you guys' predictions. So who do you think is gonna win? Is it gonna be Burning, or is it gonna be the Black Sun Empire in this first game coming up? GNSL says Burning have looked strong. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. Burning has looked very strong indeed, but so has the Black Sun Empire. They're currently sitting on 1 win out of 2 games, and so does no. Burning has 1 win out of 1 played. So this is kind of a turning point for them, whether they can get the 2 lead and catch up or not. Phil says that he cannot wait to see this. I cannot either. Ike 242 True says Black Sun is gonna win. So that's a bold prediction right there too. Let's jump into and listen to what the clan leaders has to say. We will have an interview now with the Nosebreaker and the Dutch. Hello guys, you are live on stream. How are you guys doing today?
Hi,
Very good, mate.
thank you.
Lovely. So we got a bit of a treat coming up here. So I just wonder, what are you guys' roster? Why don't we take Burning first?
What is our roster, sorry?
What is your roster for tonight, yeah?
Yeah, well, it looks like it's going to be 3 1v1s and a 2v2 map, which is pretty intimidating because the other side's got a impressive lineup there. Some really powerful names in their side.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can see here that you got Elite Sudoku, Ferret Master, Doom, the Nosebreaker, and Psycho coming up. Any particular reason for the choices to bring these people in particular?
Oh, no, Elite chose him.
Ah, okay.
He chose a team tonight.
Yeah, that's fine. How about you, the Dutch? Who are you bringing?
Yeah, we are all aiming for like split spawn, so it's either 3 1v1s and 1 2v2, or maybe there will be 2 2v1s. Maybe
Yeah.
some fun asymmetric games. Yeah, our lineup is probably we just pick the stronger players that are available at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lobby now, and you got 5, like, your entire roster is top of the line Uber 1v1 players. So it's definitely nothing to downplay at all. So have you guys practiced anything leading up to tonight's game?
Well, I didn't. I don't think we actually practiced this map.
Hey?
So we'll see how it goes.
But you're very well practiced as a team, I reckon, right?
Yeah, that's true.
How about you guys over at the Burning?
Well, looking, and it is quite an impressive lineup looking at BSE's very strong Russian side there. But I think for the Burning players, it just means that there's going to be more salty tears to drink after we wipe them all over the map in 1v1 and show that those ranks don't really mean anything.
That's lovely. That's just
So
what I
it's going to
like
be a
to
good
hear.
fight.
But you got to
A
say
bit of smack talk.
about that, the Dutch.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see about that.
Yeah, all show, no talk, huh? So, the Nosebreaker. What do you think are your chances leading up here? You obviously talk like you guys are gonna wipe the floor with them. Is that something we're gonna see?
Well, we generally like to beat our opponents in their strongest areas, and we dealt a pretty severe beating to pXs, and we're looking forward to doing the same to the Russians in their ground, so that they can't turn around and say to us, you only won because you played in your strengths. So, this is going to push us hard, but if we get this win, it's going to be all the more better.
Wise words. The Dudish, what do you think your chances are versus Burning in this game?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm really confident, but I'd say about 40-40.
40-40.
And then
Yeah.
give me the bear 20.
Last 20, is that like complete annihilation? Everybody just blows up, or?
Yeah, crashing the system with no survivors.
Yeah, I certainly hope we see that to some extent, even though I know some people have their favorites for sure. So you guys got a game plan open and ready? I heard you guys talk about how the map is gonna play out. So have you given different people different tasks, and have you laid it out, or do you just take it as it comes?
Elite's pretty full on when it comes to issuing orders. He's definitely got a pretty strong plan.
So
Yeah,
Elite Sudoku?
That's correct.
So that's your strategy. You have one center figure who gives out the work, and everybody follows that. Yeah,
Elite's fully in the full beliefs of the mega base out of some icy calm stuff. So he's taking some of that on board, and you're going to see some mega bases going on here.
Oh, I can't wait for it. I cannot wait. How about you guys over at BSE? How is the comms going when you play the game? Is it all Russian talk and strategizing?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that we have like a strong leadership position or something like that, but there is team play, so
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's very, very good stuff indeed. Is there anything you guys want to say to your fans ahead of this game?
Yeah, thank you for everyone who organised the event. It's greatly appreciated. It brings a good bit of life back to the community, and thank you for everyone who's watching this. Thank you for BSE for turning up. You've got a very strong lineup. It's going to be a very good game. Pretty much it.
yeah, I'm glad to take part in this community team game project. So it's always fun to play in big community. I'm looking forward to a good, fun to watch game.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Great stuff. Last fun question: what is you guys' favorite commander to play with?
Oh, obviously, Commandant.
Commandant. I know a lot of people is gonna love
The
that
Ferrari.
answer. The Ferrari. Which one is that?
Yeah, the Belinda, something like that.
Ah, that
Bernadette,
is lovely.
The Ferrari one.
Well, now I believe all there is to say is good luck. I'm genuinely surprised to see how this one pans out.
Yep.
So that was the clan leaders, and now everything is said. And I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait to see this fight between the Russian bears and the Australian kangaroos. I'm ready up here, so I hope we head into the game any time now. And I am excited. And we are loading into the map. I apologize for the skybox. It is a bit broken. It is a combination of different mods, but don't you worry about that. The planet at hand is War of the worlds. We got here 5 planets, 4 of which is spawning planets. So interesting to see how that pans out. I believe this map is made by Pawn42. It's a combination of several 1v1 maps. It seems this is, I think this one is called the Lockery. So you got a spawn here and a spawn here, and then you have Weebway. This one I don't remember what it's called, but you have one spawn here and one spawn here. Then you have this one, and I kind of remember the spawns on this one, but it's also a 1v1 planet. And then the last one is here, and this should be a 1v1 planet too, but it's a bit bigger, so more people is going to spawn around. And then we have the Annihilator system, no metal whatsoever. So the only purpose that you would land your troops on this one is to build the deadly Annihilator, or to keep your commander safe for that sake. So I cannot wait to see the players spawning in right here. They're shouting a bit in the team comps, strategizing out, making sure they got everybody spawning in the correct positions. The last thing we want to see right here is a situation where a team misspawns basically, and that ruins for them. We see Discrypt got some issues here with the metal. I hope that can be fixed soon. We're gonna have to pause on landing, but that is perfect for us, because then we can take a look at the team strategy here. BSE going 2 people on the Isharius planet right here, and let's put up an anchor right there. And then over at Weebway, we got 1 commander from each clan. Over at the ice planet, same situation, 1 from each clan. So we will see 1v1s. Here, last on the metal planet, nobody of course spawning, and on Furry yet, we will see 2 commanders out from Burning. So it's interesting, because Burning have decided to focus down this big planet with 2 commanders, and the advantage to that is quite obvious. It's a lot of metal, 122 metal, while the one that BSE has focused down is only 98, but it's a smaller planet. And one thing that's critical here is that we got an asymmetric clan system setup. That means some places you're going to have 1v1s, other places you're going to have a 2v1, and so on and so forth. So what's interesting and very important here is for the clans to establish teleporters. They need to support each other. And with all this 1v1s going on, if several planets can give away some of their units and still defend and keep control of the planet and designate those troops to attacking on a different planet, then you can hopefully clear it out. And clearing out planets, that's the main purpose here for either clan, or it should be anyways. Because the second you can clear out a planet, then you can move all those troops to the next planet. And that way you can have a rolling snowball that just gets bigger and bigger and turn into total annihilation for the other team. So that's why I hope we're going to see right here. And it's of course who manages to send all their team's troops into the right places to take the right battles. That is going to be absolutely crucial. And we have 2 absolutely fantastic teams right here, Burning and BSE, top of the line clans. So I have no doubts in my mind that that will happen. That we will see a high level game right here. Personally, I gotta admit, I kind of favor BSE strategy because the planet is smaller. So it takes a shorter amount of time for their advantage to manifest itself into planet control. When you have a bigger planet like this one, it's harder to clear them off. It's a longer traveling time. You have to put up a teleporter connection. If you cannot do that, you put yourself in a disadvantaged position. But it's very minimal. We're talking about very small differences right here, nuances, preferences. It's not like it's a massively favorable play right there. But I would say it's easier for somebody to hold off on this big planet right here, because you always have a bigger defender's advantage than it is going 2v1 on this planet right here. So we're waiting for the issues to be fixed, and honestly that was perfect for us, because then we got to talk about all these in-depth strategies about playing on a map like this with a 1v1. No, that's incorrect to say. A 1v1 and a 1v1 and a 2v1 and a 2v1. So the planets we most likely will pay the most attention to is this one and this one, to see how the players deal with that right there. It seems to me that this group has reconnected. I'm going to check in on my chat right here to see what you guys are up to. Are you guys hyped or not? Okay, it seems that this grip is ready. And we're waiting for them to start. And the game is on, guys. Let's check out the opening builds. 2 BSE commanders right here. I wish I could recognize what players it is based on the commanders, but I did not do that quite yet. Opening bots and vehicles. Over on the other side, we have the burning commander. No idea what it's going up to. 2 Russian bears. And that right here, that would be... I'm not quite sure. Over at Weebway, we have a standard opening build from the BSE commander. This is very typical 1v1 kind of thing. This, I believe, is Dart Fox. I recognize the strategy of assisting out Fabis. I believe this is definitely Dart Fox. Princess Fox, apologies. Name swap right there. Dart Fox before. On the other side, we have, this is the Nosebreaker. This is his favorite commander, the Ferrari right here. And he's also doing a standard 1v1 opening until he starts building vehicle factories, which you don't see all that often. It's a long traveling distance, so you need a purpose with those vehicles. You need a way to get them to the front line quite quick, or we're going to see them countered by tier 2 before they reach the base. So that will be interesting to look at. Over at Crits... What is this one called? Critsylvania. That will do just fine. Burning... Got a commander here opening a standard 1v1 build once again, going into 2 bot factories, so that will give him a lot of rating. We see all the doxes heading out over the entire map. And on the other side, we have the BSE commander rushing into the naval. That is a very interesting strategy indeed for 2 purposes. 1, the naval is easy to lock down. If you get a critical mass of naval, there's very little your opponent can do to push you out of there. 2nd, naval tier 2 is a keyword. If you can get Leviathans, Kaijus up here, that's potentially going to wreck the entire base of the burning player. Over at the last planet, we see massive rapid expansion by burning. And on the other side, pretty good from the BSE player too. I wonder if he knows that he's up against 2 commanders. He should know at this stage, having fireflies around the map. Exciting to see what he's going to do about that. So, checking on the eco, it's very similar between both teams, so that's good to see. Eco, of course, being the baseline of all your production. If that's not up to par, then you're going to fall behind. Not a lot of crashing. We see both teams managing their eco superbly. The army tab, it's a slight advantage to burning. But then again, this thing right here is massive. This is what you can do when you spawn 2 commanders in the same place. Is that you could rush out that tier 2 factory. You're going to try and use these levelers to clear out this commander as soon as possible. So this is a real threat to burning if they could use these levelers rapidly to clear this planet. So that's definitely something we need to look at. But also, tier 2 economy coming out. Tier 2 mexes and tier 2 energy, which we all know is massively in terms of production. It's really good. Over at the lava planet, we see similar early game 1v1 phases as you see in 1v1s. Raiding forces out from the BSE player. He's going for the early tier 2 too. So we see a pattern of BSE rushing out tier 2s right here. So the question then is, can they punish these early tier 2 rushes? Or can they not? In this case, it seems like the Nosebreaker do not have a lot of raiding forces around. So the answer might be no, but we'll have to pay attention to that. We see burning starting a naval factory of their own over at the ice planet. naval out for BSE. Finally, we saw him starting that one in early game. But he's really suffered in terms of expansion on the mainland. Maybe as a result of going to the naval factory. And here we see the pattern again emerging. Advanced bot factory. Really good right there for BSE. If they can get it up. But on the other side, we see same story from Burning going into vehicle factory. So that's interesting. Bot factory and vehicle factory. I think I prefer the bot factory on this planet just because the slammers, they are amphibious. They can go into the water and they can travel distances faster because they're faster. They can also shoot naval. Then again, levelers, if you can get them to the face of your opponent, we all know what some dirty levelers can do to a base, to a commander. It's like I like to say 3 levelers is enough to do basically anything in the early game if supported and used properly. Over at the planet we're burning, got 2 commanders facing BSE's 1. We see really this map control that comes with 2 commanders manifesting itself into the game. They're going heavy into air, so I hope they use that effectively. Seems like they're doing so. Going to try to stop this naval factory, hopefully, if they see it. They are heading towards it, so they should be able to stop that before it goes up. You might wonder why on earth is BSE going for a naval factory on this planet. This pond does not have a lot of ground control right here. It's simply one word that explains everything. That's kaijus. Kaijus being so ridiculously strong as they are. It's really something that BSE want to take advantage of if they get kaijus going, attacking, and that is something to be feared on the side of Burning. It seems that we have had a unfortunate crash here from one of the players, but he seems to be ready once again, so we're gonna head back into it shortly. So this is quite exciting. Looking at the eco, Burning actually manages to keep up even though the tier 2 economy is coming up right here. So that's rather interesting. Starting at tier 2 here. Okay, so they got tier 2 on Moon. They have not started here, and they're not even queued up on the metal. No, on the lava, apologies. On the ice they started. And on this one they started. The Earth planet, they started too. So it's actually rather similar. It's just one more from BSE and they already got one up, so a small advantage to them. Here we see the power of the leveler coming out, of course without any anti-air. That can be picked off by air, but also without any doxers or any high rapid fire units that could deal with, let's say, boombots. So the option here would be to build boombots, but also these doxers should, if micro properly, be able to clean this up because they can move quickly and they can be numerous, and we see them to a good extent right here. But it's kind of streamlining in, so not the best that you can do. It's better to group them up, wiggle, and move in. And whenever you get into the turrets, that's when you start wiggling around, so the turrets just start to spinning without any purpose, trying to target units. Nice raiding out from BSE. We see dox parties everywhere. We see levelers here and there. But the tier 2 factory does come out from the Burning player. So if he can get out some levelers of his own, he might be able to defend against the attacks coming in. But up comes the teleporter from BSE, very close to the base of the Burning player. They're gonna chip all these levelers from their base to the front, so this is a critical moment for Burning right here. They might need to put up a teleporter. Meanwhile, they're building out a advanced fabrication vehicle unit, which is not going to be able to defend against these levelers coming right in. Really needs units right here, and up comes the teleporter. Wonder where they're going to send the support from. It must be from this one, must it? Yeah, here it is indeed, from the Earth planet. But there's not a lot of support possible to send here. It's just some doxers right here. Up comes the tier 2, but it's kind of far off, isn't it? So here we see our predictions coming in. The smaller planet is easier to pressure early on. And now all they got to do is to connect these teleporters, send through the levelers, and Burning is going to be in some real problems right here. But let's take a look at what's going on the metal planet. Oh, we just missed some locust play from BSE. Oh, look at that. That's game changing right there. Locusts so hard to catch. They're so fast and they just suck up the entire base in no time. The Burning player right here, Nosebreaker, finding himself in a deep hole right now. and it's a crucial point. He gets up a teleport. Is he going to evac or is he going to bring in support? I really hope he's going to bring in support, because you cannot really afford to give up any maps in this matchup. By any maps, I mean any planets. Over at the ice planet, we got a naval battle at our hand. Burning, more or less moving the commander into naval now, moving up again now to assist maybe the tier 2 factory or something of that nature. No tier 2 fabrications out quite yet, but the levelers is going to come out. And they are facing locusts, so this is rather interesting once again. Are they going to be able to repeat the success from Weebway over now at Ice Planet? There's only one way to find out, really. We will follow that in the picture-in-picture. Meanwhile, the levelers are at the gate of the burning base on Moon Planet. We need some superb defense right here. It does have 3 levelers and 1 shallow here. Should have enough to deal with this force out of BSE. Just needs a proper targeting on the levelers right here. Some missing, some not. But successfully cleans that up. That's very crucial indeed. And BSE's next attack. It's not long until it's going to come, but it's not quite there yet. So successful defense this far from the burning player. Very important indeed. The Nosebreaker completely evacuating from this Weebway map or planet. And it's rather unfortunate right there. BSE can go in and clean that up, and that's securing them one out of the planets. And then if he can do that, then he can take all these units right here and send it to any planet to clean up the burning bases right there and attack. So burning in a disadvantageous position right here, and that is reflected into the eco. BSE with 50% or even more than that metal than that of burning. If you look at the army count, BSE is ahead, not all that much luckily for burning, but I think that's a lot of tier 2 units right there. And then you have the economy, which will manifest itself into the future. Another game pause right here. Seems that some people are having issues. The locusts that we tracked from earlier have not gone to base yet, so let's hope the BSE player have not forgot about that, because God, do we love to see some locusts chew up some bases, don't we? Oh, big move from BSE. They have decided to claim the Death Stare. I'm wondering if they're fantasizing about building annihilators, or if it's simply for the safety of a commander or the control of a planet. I am not all that sure yet. I guess we'll have to see how that pans out. So hey, back over at the Earth planet, furry yet moist, where burning are forced to do some actions right here. They need to clear out this BSE base. Why do I say that? Because the teleporter you see there from the BSE base gonna get support from right here, from Weeway, from the lava planet. And when that support comes through, it's gonna be way harder to win this planet than what it currently is. So, but then again, we see the Kaijus, the magical wood we mentioned earlier. They're out, they can move, and they can really clear up this army if just stop the micro properly. So that will be interesting to see how it pans out. Meanwhile, we see Doc's Patrol right here trying to deal with BSE's expansion, but this is just not the metal of BSE really. Most of the metal can be found here, can be found here, and can be found here. Furry yet moist is just a mere fraction of it. And out finally comes the Locust. Nothing to stop it. Oh no, down goes the naval factory. Can they get the tier 2 factory? Oh no. Oh no. The Locusts. They're just chewing up the base and the commander's out walking. He doesn't have a single unit in the base because he did not see this coming. And that's basically the entire base of the burning player. Just gone to, what is it, 5 Locusts. Wow, this is a very critical phase for burning right here. They really need some good results. They need to have some success on a planet. Otherwise, I think this one is going to just spiral out of control and into the hands of BSE. Just look at this planet. It's left with 3 air factories. He doesn't have any production. And he's standing here. Oh no. Meanwhile, the BSE player is producing tier 2 units. He's getting control of the naval. Got tier 2 naval out. He's going to start spamming those kaijus. Wow. Back at this planet, we see the attacks just keep on coming from BSE. Closing in on actually clearing out this base. It seems so that the burning have evacuated their commander. Seems to me that they have some doubts about managing to hold on to this planet, and that might be connected to the tier 2 factory being killed here at the previous attack. So with no levelers coming out from the burning team on the moon planet, I don't see them holding on to this one for too long. How are they going to counter this attack right here? That is a good question, and let's keep that in the eye of the picture-in-picture, why don't we? And over at the moon, more or less, burning is cleared completely out. It's just a matter of taking out final structures, but there's no fabrics right here, so no way to re-establish control over this planet for them. So the only planet that burning really has left with significant control is this one, Fury at most. And what we're gonna see now, as we do see it now, is BSE just sending a ton of troops to this planet. Is it? They're maybe not sending that much, a little bit, but he's also building up just a ton of factories because he knows that he got the entire Team Seiko to his help. But out comes the kaijus from BSE. This is going to be really tricky to counter for burning. We know they have a ridiculously strong range, but out comes some Blue Hawks. Lovely to see right there. Going to be able to shoot some high damage missiles, which is a hard counter to the kaijus as long as they can stay out of range, and in streams the units. If targeted properly though, this should be able to be cleared up from the kaijus. But I think the kaijus are successfully countered right here, mostly because of this Blue Hawk. So very nicely reacted from BSE indeed. Pushing these out just in time. And with that, they need to send support as fast as possible to this planet and just start sending out troops. And I believe they can indeed. There's still some tier 1 factories at this planet, so this is quite important for burning too. Just having these tier 1 vehicle factories. It might not be the greatest deal of all, but it kind of forces BSE to keep troops around on this planet to attack. And this force right here, for instance, instead of heading up this long path here and clearing it out, it could be over here if burning did not have the presence that they have. But here out comes a BSE raiding party. He has been heading all the way through here, clearing everything in his path, and is now in between the bases. Could go attack either one of them. Ping out from burning. I think they're talking about a advanced bot factory right here, and now a anti-nuke coming up. They fair nukes from BSE. I do not think they got one in the construction, but still, that would you really want a anti-nuke to defend when you head into minute 20 for sure in a big game like this, because they could really produce a nuke if they wanted to. Oh, and in comes a nuke. Okay, where are they producing the nuke? Must be here, right? Yeah, okay, my apologies. That was a fast nuke out of BSE. He really started just rushing up this nuke whenever he saw it winning his planet, and that nuked the naval of burning. I think it's very little they can do at the moment, now losing their kaijus too. And they're just being mopped up by a super strong BSE. It's very impressive indeed what they've been able to do in this game right here. Still, they do have a decently strong economy burning, so there are still chances of sniping the BSE commanders, but they really have to go to town to do so, as I believe there's still 5 commanders left for BSE, and they're all very much protected on planets just solely controlled by BSE themselves. So now the burning commander is completely cleared out the ice planet, so that would be second planet completely in the control of BSE, soon to be third, and that's not even mentioning the deaths there, which could potentially be taken completely under control, but there's little reason to at the current point in time. as they only have to clear out Fury yet Moist to win this game. At the moment, all 5 commanders sitting in the burning bases on this planet, and out comes troops. They haven't sent so many troops over as I might have hoped. Out comes another nuke. They may be deciding just to nuke burning to pieces at this stage. Up comes the anti-nuke. Might be able to defend them for a little bit longer if a nuke comes in, but still, it's just delaying the unavoidable, it seems. Building an anti-nuke in this other base too, but that doesn't defend against the armies that should be rolling in shortly. You gotta give the credit to Burning though, they are managing to hold on pretty good this far. Just the Locusts that really mop them up quite quickly on 2 planet from BSE. Very nicely used of Locust indeed. I hope Burning will keep a mental note of the Locust and their potential horrible nature, and make sure to scout for them in upcoming games in the league, and hopefully keep some units around their base if they do scout. So out ready is the nuke. Let's just keep this one in the picture-in-picture, as it's just launching nukes all over the place all the time in no time, with all these Fabs assisting out the nuke. Look at the eco difference between Burning and BSE at the moment. We're looking at 3 times as much eco to BSE, and what is this, 4 times the unit count? And now we're looking at some armies just rolling out that's going to be really hard to stop from Burning. I do believe this game will be over in 5 minutes at least, if not earlier. It's interesting to see how long Burning will keep on trying. It seems to me that they have the mentality of not giving up, which is very admirable indeed. Producing a lot of air right now, banking on the fact that BSE might not remember to bring entire in their troops. But that is the thing though, if they can clear BSE off this planet, which I don't think they can, but if they could, then they do have a little chance indeed. They do have a little chance. But the nuke has been sent and it's coming in. Where is it going? Where is the nuke coming? Wait, what? It's traveling away? Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. They're sending it from this one, so it has to go through the middle one. I see, and then it comes out. Okay. We might see a base nuke right here, but there are anti-nukes present, so that should be able to stop it. Let's see where it drops down. Oh, nicely done. Just out of the range of the anti-nuke, hitting 1 commander at the very least, and a ton of air factories. Good nuke, good nuke. And before we see that one even hitting, a new one is ready. So BSE just pooping out those nukes at the moment. But the amount of defending units from Burning is just slowly being chipped away. So much superior production out of BSE. So Burning just can't keep up. As long as BSE just trades out somewhat decently, they will come out on the upper hand. And there is a Titan being built by BSE. That is going to be hard to stop. But then again, there's a ton of air out from Burning, what we talked about earlier. And here we see a force with very little anti-air just strafes over, clears out the entire bunch more or less. Just have to be cautious of the storm right here. It could basically kill all the air if you miss-micro it. But BSE sending troops everywhere. Look at these slammers just dragged out, raiding a lot of the tier 2 mexes of Burning. And Burning can really not afford this, losing tier 2 mexes at this stage of the game. Is that a nuke in this pond? That would be something. Look at this massive air force from Burning. BSE really don't have the air force to match it, but it's a lot of tier 2 fighters. So if marketed properly, they could clear out this army with mostly bombers. 61 bombers. Well, it's still more fighters than what BSE has, but we'll have to see how that pans out. Is hunting them down You can hunt with tier 2 fighters, but it's still not the best way to do it. Here, this is way better from BSE, kiting out, getting burning to hunt them, and use the superior range of those fighters. And I have to say, it's just a good trade for BSE on the basis of them having more productions. They can just get out more, as long as they trade somewhat decent. And now the Air Force is almost gone. And they're building a Atlas Titan themselves. I really hope we're going to see this Titan come out right here. BSE has the economy to build Annihilators on this there. I almost hope they will. Like, look at this one right here. This is enough Fabus to build Annihilators. Come on, guys. Let us see Annihilators. It's not necessary, but it would be lovely indeed. Let's just double check on the moon right here. Yes, burning is completely removed. A lot of armies sitting around here should really be sent to ferret, yet most has not done so yet. They do have quite a bit of orbital presence right here. No orbital to ground capabilities. I would like to see them maybe pump out some SSXs. I don't believe there's a lot of anti-orbital defense on Burning's part in the bases right here, but it's not like it's absolutely needed. It's likely going to kill another commander right here in the pond of furry yet moist BC. And look at these armies coming in. They do not even bother grouping them up. They're just sending them in and forcing Burning to deal with them. Princess Fox disconnecting. Yeah, the script saying we can play. They really do not need all 5 people at this point, as the task at hand is so concrete and so straightforward. Princess Fox doing a fantastic job over at Weeway though, clearing it out in no time with those locusts. And then starting to spam these nukes right here. The back at Fury yet moist Burning is fighting admirable. Keeps on going. There's no option but winning. There's no surrender. But it's turning out to be a bit too much. Production of 3 entire planets tunneled into this one, where they're contested and cannot really control it all by themselves either. They have managed to stay alive for the complete 5 minutes that I predicted earlier. It's a good job by them indeed. There is something to say about surviving for a longer time. I mean, it's always more embarrassing the faster you lose. I mean, a 10-minute loss is way worse than a 25-30 minute loss, so they definitely put out a good fight in this system. This is only the 2nd match in the league from Burning, so they will have plenty of chances to come back strong at the later stage. But then again, they are going to face some pretty nasty opponents, really strong opponents, including the Nutcrackers, which we're going to see later on, right after this match, whom sit on 3 victories out of 3 possible. So that is impressive indeed. So after this game, I am going to do a post-game interview with the people we interviewed before the game, which is the Nosebreaker and the Dudish. So if you guys have any questions you would like me to ask them, then feel free to suggest that and it will be taken into account. Unit cannon coming out from BSE right into the base, taking out the anti-nuke. Are we going to see the nuke coming off right here? Unit cannon, not usually something you see a lot of, taking advantage of this lovely combat faber mens. The tier 2 combat fabers to build anti-air. Out is the Atlas. It's likely going to clear this one up, but the base is ready to be nuked now as the anti-nuke is killed. Atlas almost dead right here, but still sitting on 23%. Should be able to be dealt with by either the levelers of BSE or one of the 2 Ares Titan that they have been producing. 2 commanders left for Burning. One of them very low indeed. They're assisting the Atlas for a final fight. Final opposition against the Russian bear. BSE. Now they go following their atlas. Will we see commanders going in fight here? It seems so indeed. Let's just enjoy this. As the atlas is taken out. And the commanders are being executed by the Ares. That's one. And that's another one. A good game indeed from both teams. GG, well played. Well played is being tossed around in the chat. Nice to see that even though there's trash talk ahead of the game, when the game is all said and done, we see some well-behaving people congratulating their opponents on a very nice victory indeed. So that's often, as we analyzed before the game, the case when you see this kind of 1v1 for 5 planet structure, especially with 2v1s, is that it's all about getting those early planet victories, and if you can do that, then you can manage to transfer that into a bigger and bigger snowball. So BSE, really magnificent, done, taking advantage of what I just explained to win this game basically. Burning did not seem to manage to get all that coordinated in terms of managing defense on planets under control. But then again, that is always problematic when you have 2 bases being eaten up by locusts. So let's see if we can find the leaders in the interview. They are ready for us. I hope some of you have any questions. Hello guys. GG's.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, the Dudich, congratulations on beating Burning. How did you feel that go?
Thank you. Well, that was kinda interesting. But at some point, we had some people having problems with controlling units because, like, game was just kinda laggy for some guys. But
Yeah.
we managed. But at some point, it just exploded out of proportions. Too much metal.
Yeah. You did get control over a couple of planets quite early on. Was that the game plan?
Well, we were planning to try and win at 1v1s, and when we realized that it is 2v1 on 2 planets, we just decided that this scrape will just try to hold out for as long as possible to secure a beachhead, and we just, on the moon planet, we just decided to rush T2 very fast. Well, we actually decided to rush it before we realized it was 2v1, but we then rushed T2 air and T2 economy. So I guess it went really good from there.
Yeah. I was very impressive indeed. I saw you go 2 people on the moon. Why did you choose to go 2 people on the moon and not on any other planet?
Because it had Halley's, so we decided that it should be a good idea to control it. So we can decide to sacrifice it if need arises. And we were not comfortable giving away the possibility to Burning to launch a moon.
Yeah. So what planet did you play on, the Dudich?
I was playing on the moon with Aknot.
Okay, you happy about how the moon panned out?
Yeah.
It was
I guess.
Very impressive. You got up tier 2 very early right there with the levelers. Was that the plan to clear the planet out with the levelers early on with the teleporter? Or did that emerge as you played?
Well, we decided to go T2 as a third factory, and it was kind of long distance to send levelers, so I just built a combat fabber.
Mm-hmm. It was a very impressive play indeed. The Nosebreaker, what went wrong in this game?
Well, everything. At the end of the day, BSE is definitely an excellent side, and they pasted us. So we just have to take that on the chin. Watch your reviews, see if it can be improved, which is probably everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They played a good game. We
Yeah, it
didn't.
was
They
very
won.
impressive, yeah.
Oh, they rolled us fast. They rolled us so fast. We're kind of a bit stunned too. When that T2 turned up so quickly, everyone's like, what the hell? And it
Yeah.
wasn't just on one planet, it was on multiple planets. It was rolling up pretty early and was very decisive. Definitely snowballed from there. And then we weren't able to get them off what we were considering our main planet. And they were able to maximize their advantage and wreck us. Absolutely wreck us. Can you drink my tears? They're so salty. Super well played. You owned this, guys. Excellent.
Well, I believe I saw you spawning in on the lava planet, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so you were facing some nasty, nasty locust play right there, just chewing up
Oh
your
my god.
base.
It was pretty much abandoned just before that, and then when they turned up, they sealed the deal. And yeah, you can see there was no concerted effort to defend it once they saw them. There was nothing really there to do it. I was just outclassed on that lava. The player I was up against just knew my moves before I made them and outplayed me. So hats off to him.
Yeah,
Who was on the lava? Who was I facing?
that was Princess Fox, right?
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
What, was it the Dudich? Princess Fox on the lava?
yeah, I think it was him.
Yeah, it's certainly seemed to be his play right there. Well, he's a really strong 1v1 player, absolutely, and you guys definitely faced each other in a 1v1 situation, even though you share your economy with your team, of course. But still.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your plan over at the Burning moving forward? I believe this is your second game, right? So you still have many games to come, many strong opponents.
We do. We'll go and lick our wounds for a bit and, get some practice in and maybe assess some of their fine strategy and see if we can pick up the pieces, and then we'll front again. We fought to the last unit and, we'll repeat that. We'll be back. We'll
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
some new smack talk next time.
It's gonna be very exciting to see. I truly believe you guys have every chance to come back even stronger next time.
I
And,
hope so.
I'm
I'm just
definitely
shocked
looking
at how
forward to that,
fast
yeah.
we folded. It was phenomenal. We went down so quickly.
Well, I
It
hope
felt
you
like
guys
it was
can
5 minutes game.
analyze the game and see how to improve on right there. Maybe copy some of what BSE did and give that to whoever you face next, right?
Maybe.
Well, thank you guys, and congratulations, BSE, and good luck next time
Same.
burning.
Grats, BSE, grats. Congratulations, for sure.
You do well played.
Thank you.
Okay, so with those words, I'm gonna head to a 5-10 minute break. Then we are going to be back with pXs versus the Nutcrackers. That is also a fantastic matchup. The Nutcrackers going 3 games in a row right now. Seems to be the strongest clan at the moment. Can the Germans pXs deal with them? Also bringing a massively strong lineup. So that is not something you want to miss. So stay tuned. We will be back. Welcome back. I got a absolute treat for you guys now coming up. It is the Pixel Soldiers, the Germans, who are very strong indeed, going up against the Nutcrackers, the leaders of this league this far, going 3-0, which is a fantastic result. I have the rosters open. From the Nutcrackers, we will see Flub, Mango Mango, Gitaxian, and Broom. 4 very strong players indeed, 3 of them. considered 1v1 Ubers, while Mango is a 1v1 Platinum, but is not to be dismissed. He's very strong in team games and very strong in 1v1s too. That is quite a squad right there, and it's something pXs has to bring their A game to beat for sure. But pXs is nothing to laugh about either. It is a amazing lineup with Shubi. What's this name? Bilal? I'm sorry. Bilal or something. Cornbread and Skywalker. 2 Ubis, 1 Platinum and 1 Gold. But they have the teammate. And we are playing on Worlds Collide, a system which includes a gas giant. So we all know pXs, strong gas giant play. So that is not something to underestimate. I will be very curious to see how the Nutcrackers deal with that. Now let's head over and talk to Skywalker and Flub, the clan leaders, to get an interview with them before we start this game. Hello Skywalker and Flub, how you guys doing?
Hey Andreas.
Hey.
Good.
Hey, we got Flub here too, just bumbling in the background.
Oh, move place my mic.
Yes.
Exciting, yeah.
So Fleb, I've taken a look at your roster right here, and it seems very strong. What is your expectations going into this game?
I mean, I don't really know. It should be. I expect it to be quite close. But we're all largely 1v1 players, so it should definitely be interesting. But I really have no clue.
You say you're largely 1v1 players, but we've seen you guys go 3-0 this far in the tournament, which is a massive result this far. So have you at all practiced going into this game at this kind of team plays, or at this map even?
No, I've never played this map before, so and I myself am a little bit out of practice. I think especially Mango and Jataxian have been doing quite a few team games.
Yeah, I've seen Mango going about asking for you in the days leading up to this game right here, so yeah, I have no doubt about it. So what do you think your chances are? You think you're gonna be able to beat pXs?
I think we have a good chance, but pXs is definitely going to put up a very strong fight. I'm confident about that.
How about you, Skywalker? Have you guys practiced leading up to this event?
Can you repeat?
Have you guys practiced as a team or at the planet leading up to this game against the Nutcrackers?
Yeah, I mean we played this map in the past on another tournament. So interesting map because the distances for flying of the units are very short. And it's a very fast map if your enemy don't see this, I think. Yeah. But I have good hope that we have a nice fight because the TNC is a nice clan and very nice player.
Yeah.
So I'm watching for a nice fight.
What do you think your chances are at bringing home the victory?
Sure. I think both clans have good chances to do this match because they have a lot of experience in the players. This mixed experience of orbital, of ground fighting. I think it can be very interesting.
Yeah. So I see there is a gas giant on the system. Is that something you guys at pXs is happy about?
In this game, I'm not really happy about it because I think it's each time you use metal and each map has another way to play, and the gas giant is very nice. Yes, you can get fast resources of it, but it can cost a lot of resources to take it, to hold it. It's like a big planet with a lot of metal on it. If you swarm out some units, you can do so much damage with a small part of metal for units.
Yeah.
I think it's how to use it. It's what the enemy do, and it's like a reaction. You can play the system without using the gas planet, and can win also, I think.
Yeah.
But it's every time to look what do your enemy, what is the strategy, what's the weak points, what's the strong points. So yeah.
So you talk like you made up your opinion about this map. So have you guys practiced on this map in particular?
If we train this map,
Yeah, you have. So
we watch it out. Yes, we watched it out before. Yeah, we take a look to the map, but we don't train
nice.
this really.
So this
But
map,
we know this
Sorry,
map
go
from the past. So,
yeah. So see, this map in particular got something of wreckages on 4 of the planet. Do you plan to take advantage of that?
So I don't understand the last sentence. Can you use another word for that?
There is scrap laying around on 4 of the planets that can be reclaimed, it seems.
Yeah, the moons have metal to claim, yeah? I think that is known.
Yeah, but it's a custom biome, I think, where there is metal pieces around on the planets that can be reclaimed with combat fibers. I might be mistaken, but it seems so.
You mean the moons? I mean,
Yeah,
no?
the boots, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's known about the map, that you can reclaim the metal on the moon, no? I hope it's known.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
listened
can.
Sometime from some, yeah, you can it, yeah.
Yeah.
I listened from some players, and I see this in some matches. This map was also played often in some matches.
Mm-hmm. What is your thoughts on that, Flub?
On the reclaim.
Yeah.
I've not played this. I'm not sure you can reclaim, but if you can, that's definitely going to be a big part of the game.
I guess you'll just find out as you go, then.
Yeah, combat fabs are really efficient energy-wise, and they have lots of build power, so you can get like a huge metal bonus if you get on these.
Mm-hmm. So now I wonder, what is it like in your team comps when you play Flab? Is it one leader that takes control, or do you take it as it comes, or give us an insight?
Last game was pretty quiet because it was just me and Jadaxian. Jadaxian obviously without a mic. That was pretty interesting. But normally, yeah, I think just people giving information and thinking about ways to I don't know, advance the game and build more eco, right?
Yeah. So do you see it as a issue that Gitaxian don't have a mic, a challenge, or do you feel like it doesn't matter too much? He goes just fine.
He's really good at killing people, so I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah, he's an excellent player indeed. So you give him commands and he obey, or does he do something and you figure it out as you go?
I don't know, he responds to calls appropriately.
Like pinging all over the map, trying to communicate.
So the strategy is just telling kill him, and then he finishes, yeah?
Yeah. Gitaxian, kill pXs.
So we have Peli.
So how about over at your club, Skywalker? Do you speak German?
Yes.
Yeah, and you talk a lot, or is it very quiet and focused?
You mean speak German in the team?
Yeah, what during the game, do you speak a lot to each other to talk about stuff?
No, we talk about important stuff. I think so. We share our task, and each one is his own. I don't know. There's another word. I say master. I don't have another word for this. Over his own area. So I think each one each one gets his own task, and so we work very fine.
Yeah. Because
So
on
we
a planet
can,
like this in particular, with so many, on a system like this with so many planets, I really think dividing attention is smart. So that's what you do, right?
Sorry, I don't understand. So many planets in the
on a
world.
big system, do you give, as you said, you give people different areas? So you say somebody takes and watch this
No,
planet to play
I
on
mean
it?
different tasks. Different tasks. Each one is a specialist in something to do. So we share our task, and we watch out that we give each one his opinion to do what he can do good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
So, Skywalker,
So-
anything you want to say to your fans before we head into this game? I didn't know you have a lot of fans.
Enjoy the game, and yeah, I hope we have a very interesting game, not so short game. I hope it's go longer because it's more fun. Yeah,
Indeed.
and just enjoy it.
Yeah, how about you, Fleb? All the fans of the Nutcrackers.
They look forward to watching us crack pXs nuts, right?
Ouch. There it is, finally some trash talk out of this interview. That is lovely indeed. Last question before we head into the action. What is you guys' favorite commander? I think I know Fleb's answer, but I'm going to let you say it still, yeah?
Oh, for us, the Command Donut, the champion of TNC, and perhaps even all of VA.
I know many people is going to be very happy to hear that answer. And maybe share for you just off the fact that you use Commander. How about you, Skywalker? What is your favorite commander?
My favorite commander is this Gnufur. I'm owning inside some years. I like him from the design, from the looking.
Yeah, it's a really cool commander indeed. So, so in this game, I'm gonna have no idea which player of the Nutcracker is where, because all the commanders are donut commanders. But we'll take it as it comes. It does not matter at the end of the day. Thank you guys for the interview. I'm really looking forward to this game. Good luck to both of you. I hope it turns into a long and fantastic game. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, there we heard what the leaders has to say about this upcoming match. It is going to be a treat indeed. I cannot wait. And let's talk a little bit about this planet, because it's an odd one. It's the system, apologies. The 6 planet, 2 of them seem to be spawnable. 4 of them seems to be smaller moon, where you can reclaim some biome stuff. Guess we'll have to see that as we head into the game right here. Finally got the skybox under control. That is great indeed. So you see in the center of this system the gas giant, around it orbiting the 2 starting planets, then 2 moons around that again. And a critical feature here is short orbital traveling time. So that is something that has to be taken into consideration, cannot be forgotten. And then let's take a look at this moons, yeah? You have this scrap around. See the scrap right here? This, I believe, can be reclaimed by a Comet Fabber. And you see they don't have a lot of metal, these moons, so it's majorly going to be reclaim of that. So let's hope the commanders have caught that. So let's look at the Bussel right here, one of the spawning planets. Looks to be rather interesting indeed. I would assume there's 2 spawns here and 2 spawns here. So we're going to see a 2v2 most likely. I believe it is 4 people on each team. And on the other planet, we should have a 2v2 situation too. There might be somebody trying to screw with us and a double spawn. That would be fun indeed. We'll have to see whether that happens or not. I think the most straightforward thing is to do, as I said, and just spawn 2 on each. And we do see 1 double spawn out here for pXs. Probably going to try and do a tier 2 factory quite quick, which is quite a controversial option in my opinion, to double spawn right here when you can spawn over here with the other one, grab so much metal. But except from that, everything seems quite straightforward. I'm just going to put up some anchors right here so we are ready for the late game. Just like that, and let's get into the opening cues for the players. And this is curious from pXs right here. Is this planned? This must surely be planned. It cannot be a misclick, can it? It's going to be a orbital launcher. Of course it's going to be an orbital launcher. They got the gas giant. I was really wondering about that, because we heard them downplay the importance of the gas giant in the interview. I seriously believe that was a strategic deliberate way of talking about the gas giant to downplay its importance and hopefully not make TNC all that aware of the gas giant. As we all know, pXs, they love gas giants. So they're rushing Orbital, they're gonna rush the gas giant for sure, and we're gonna see how that pans out. So I love the strategy going into that with the, call it the deliberate misleading interview and so on and so forth. Looking at the metal planet though, it's definitely more straightforward and normal 1v1 strategy right here from the pXs player. The commander's being idle though, really has to put that into good use, not good at all. Facing him, we of course have a commander, so that could be anybody basically of that team. It's gonna rush orbital factories, so but that's gonna be slower indeed for sure, because then they don't have two commanders at it and they don't rush it in the same sense. Over at the other side, we have another orbital factory rush, so they're gonna go for the gas giant too, it seems. So that's very interesting. Both teams knows what they're doing here for sure, but the way they do it is slightly different. The Nutcrackers deciding to go 2 orbital factories on this lava planet, and with so close spawns, I really don't like that strategy all that much. Because if pXs can mass units right here, then that's going to be manifested into actual map control, into actual damage quite fast, as it's such a small distance. On this planet right here, however, it's a long distance. It's a big planet, it's a long distance, it's going to take a long time. You can defend up with some turrets and so on and so forth, and really keep it alive. So, for me personally, I'm more a fan of the pXs approach this far. I would like to see the commanders spawn out on 2 different spots, however. But it's a very, very interesting strategy indeed. And we do see the first jig coming up, and it's defended with Avengers, and this is going to bring them so much economy. As you all know, of course, the jigs give a massive amounts of energy and metal. So if they can get up the gas giant here, that's going to be really hard to counter from TNC. This is a ticking bomb right here, and if it's left unchallenged for, let's say, 5-10 minutes, this game might roll out of the control of TNC. But as we discussed earlier, 2 orbital factories out for them at the moment. They might be able to challenge it early on. That would be preferable for sure. If they can shoot down the jigs before they start to produce too much. We know they produce 36 metal every second and costing quite a bit. It takes over a minute for them to pay for themselves, but a minute is not too long. And here we have TNC establishing their presence as well. Going to start with the anchors, go into orbital factory, and then produce the jigs. The jigs is a bit delayed on TNC's side, but then again, what they get in return is more security in terms of anchor to defend against potential pXs orbital attack, as well as the factory to spam out, let's say, railguns, for instance, to take out TNC space from distance, maybe a Fabus to build more jigs, maybe Avengers to have more numbers. Like it's ended options. They did requeue a jig before, which I think is good for sure, but orbital factory is going to be important, and I hope we see that out of pXs soon enough, and that is what we see indeed. Back at the Earth planet, we have raiding coming out of TNC. This is the planet they're really... Oh, they went to another orbital factory, and their commander's gone to a moon, I suppose. No, they're gonna send him here? Where did that commander go? I am confused. Oh, here he is. He's in orbit. What a troll. I have no idea where he's gonna jump, but quite possibly to a moon indeed. This is shaping up to be a bit of a game. Eco is equal on both parts, so still not any decisive edge for anybody, not even a small one. Bleb and his crew right here, the Nutcrackers, going for the advanced naval factory very close to pXs base. That is a very strong strategy indeed. It's going to be a big pain in the ass for pXs to deal with this, and it's potentially planet changing, this one. If they can get Kaijus out here in Leviathans, I don't see how pXs is going to hold on. So fantastic execution of strategy from TNC on this planet right here. I think pXs days are numbered on this planet. Taking this advanced naval factory into consideration, they have tightened up each entrances, but not the naval. Over at the metal planet, however, we see quite the opposite. Here it is pXs controlling the pressure. This is what we predicted when they both went orbital factories early on. Really struggles as a result of that in terms of units, because the bases are so close to each other. Out comes some Pelican drops from pXs. Lovely to see right here. Brings the levelers out to the front right away. And honestly, what does TNC have against it? They have a vulnerable commander and a laser turret. I think this commander is done for. Wow, fantastic play out of pXs, and we see them taking a metal advantage. Because they shut them completely out on this planet, and they got more production up on the gas giant tower right away. But out comes the Locust on Basel right here, and they're gonna suck up everything in no time. And where's the unit sounds? There they are. Num 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 num, right? Is that not how it's done? Look at this, and the map is basically all theirs already. This is shaping out to be a long game, as the nutcracking is securing one planet, and pXs is at least threatening one, as one commander got dangerously low. I bet you guys paid attention in the little camera down here, and the other one is in danger, but they're holding on, which you cannot say is the case for pXs over at Basel. The big difference then, of course, laying in the economy. So if pXs can ramp up their production, that's going to be a crucial feature. We have not yet discussed the moons all that much, but here we see it is. There's a fire in the metal scrap right here. That's unfortunate. This is a lot of. There's two commanders. What? That wreckage. That's a dead. That's a dead TNC commander. I'm sorry we missed that, but we saw the commander moving over here for sure. Oh shit, that's the wrong one. Or Corona Camp. So I reckon it got killed by the entire. No, it was a combox. I apologize, missing this one. It was a combox with a anchor above, and TNC lost that one. So therefore pXs got one com kill and one planet under their control here. The other moon also under their control, not a load of metal, but it's a safe haven for a commander most likely. There's also quite some reclaim. But there is a teleporter coming up here, or it's already up from TNCs. They can challenge it if they want. On this planet, both teams have set up the units, and on TNC's part, it's a factory. They're not paying too much attention though. It's kind of sitting idle. TNC, the only one of the units right here, and the last one we see both teams with teleporters. So very nice done from both teams here. Really putting effort into all different parts of the universe. They want to control every single planet there is, and that's just how you want to play. You want to get teleporters up on all the different moons, all the different places. You want as much control as humanly possible, and that's what they're doing. And as we see here in our Crowder Cam, one of the TNC commanders is about to be killed by levelers of pXs. And with that, it's going to render this base very, very hard to defend. And on the other side, we have already seen a commander escape as a result of this pressure. These troops are going to clean up this base. So with that, I think we with certainty can say that this planet is falling into the hands of pXs. So wow, this is shaping up to be something of a game right here. One planet each, both teams on gas giant, and shared control over the moons. The question now, if they control one planet each, there is always going to be the danger of one of the moons with Halley's crashing into one of the planets. So that's personally what I hope for. That would be terrific indeed. If we were to see a planet smash, that would be very fitting. But also it's most likely the best, most effective, fastest way to deal with complete planet control from the opposite faction. If we especially look at this planet of TNC right here, there's a lot of water. You need a lot of slammers if you want to invade successfully. And it's easily to what do you say, turtle up with naval units and anti-orbital and so on and so forth. One crucial feature, of course, is the fact that both planets got the same amount of metal. So it's the same potential, both teams. Then the big difference is, of course, going to be this one, the gas giant. And as we discussed earlier, pXs got pretty decent hand of it this far. Oh, TNC hasn't even produced a single jig this far. Have they? I thought they produced one. Must have been destroyed or discontinued or something of that nature. While pXs, this entire eco advantage right here, it's simply mostly due to these jigs. We got 9 jigs, 9 times 36. We're looking at a humble 324, I believe, 324 production, which is basically the entire advantage right here. So that is interesting indeed. It's very interesting. What happened right here? What on earth? Okay. There we go. As we wait for the player to reconnect, Mango having some issues seeing everything. And what do you guys think? Who has the necessary edge? It seems to be pXs with the orbital control, but that again, that's not manifested into units necessarily yet. As we see TNC being the one with the most mobile units at the moment and one more factory. I'm going to check in on my chat at the moment. Palace fast, pXs says DJ Namas. I have to agree with you right there. Gregor says TNC unit cannon please. Where are the railguns? That's great. Yeah, Seeker says pXs 1. I'm not sure about them winning already, but they certainly seem to have an edge that can manifest itself. pXs has eco, TNC don't have any armies to invade. Well, says Gregor. That is a correct observation. DJ Nama says not yet, referring to the fact that this can, of course, be developed coming in. The Annihilator says num 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 in reference to the Locust. Lovely, lovely use of the Locusts indeed. Over at the YouTube chat, we have Tricky Ricky says, nice, another opportunity to confuse AndreasG with Marshall. Referring to my num num num, of course. Indeed, indeed, that's a known trademark of Marshall. Forest Mayor says, Andreas kann aber auch socken. Das war eine schnelle Runde. So that's some German right there. If you understand German, you know exactly what he said. If not, then I'm happy to translate it to you. He's of course referring to me as he is saying my name, of course. I had actually some German in school way back, but it's not the freshest at the moment because it's quite some years since I went to school, of course. So I'm going to cheat a little bit, to be honest with you. I know some of the words, but not all of them. According to Google Translator, Andreas can also gamble. It was a fast round, something of that nature. So we got multiculturalism right here, apparently. Lots of people from all over the countries chatting in their native language, apparently. And I'm doing my best, of course, to translate it. Adabe says, we speak English because of me, in reference to language talk earlier on. Over at Twitch, we have Bill saying, if TNC Eco up fast on the naval planet, they can catch up in metal for now, which is a interesting observation. There's not a lot of tier 2 metal right here, so there's a lot of potential for production if that is being put up. Okenus DK says, yeah, you need to restart twice, in the reference to Mango's issue with not seeing anything on the planet. Another thing that I like to do is to join as a spectator. That's that generally seems to fix that issue. DJ Nama says, what you want to know, AndreasG? I speak German. I speak a little bit myself. Ich liebe Berliner Bollen, ja? Ich komme auch Norwegen, I don't know, Norway, right? Ich liebe so Fußball spielen. Mein liebes Fußballmannschaft ist ist es Dortmund, ja? Ich liebe I don't know. It's fantastic, isn't it? Wow. It's really rusty indeed. Du bist krank, mein Freund. Du bist krank. Ja, ja. Du trinke Orangensaft. Und Apfelsaft, yeah. We are back online, and with that, you guys don't have to listen to my amazingly accurate German, and we can pay attention to the game instead. So thank you, Manga, for finally making it back. So you give these people a break. Look at this though, pXs up with the teleporter trying to re-invade the naval factory. I really like this one. They do not want it to spiral out of control, spiral into the control of TNC, into the stage where it's really hard to reconquer it. They want to really push right away, like they do right here, so that they need a foothold right back again. And why is that so important? Because they have control over this lava planet at the moment with a lot of units at their hands and teleporters. So what they need all these units into the teleporters back onto this planet so they can challenge all the metal of TNC. And if they can do that effectively without TNC doing the same to them, I think that's it. I don't think there's much else for TNC. If the pXs can control a planet and TNC cannot, that is enough reason for them to be able to win this game. In the meantime though, TNC is indeed successfully raiding some of the jigs on pXs's base on Gas Giant. Out comes the counter, and this is quite a bit of Avengers right here. 22 could do some damage if they decide to do so. The Anchors is likely going to be able to effectively defend against that. And finally we see some Artemises, some railguns out from TNC. If they can get a critical mass of that, then they should be able to nastily clean up this one without any losses at all, really, if they migrate properly. See some raiding out here and there for them. Let's check in on the moons again. We see combat fabrics of pXs going to try and reclaim the commander and hopefully the metal around the map. Yeah, we see here indeed. This is what I referred to with this map. It's quite weird indeed. It's not like it's the metal on this moon that's what's worth a lot. It's all this scrap right here. Look at how much it is. These stitches produce 30 metal every second they're on, and you can have so many of them and they can reclaim for so long. Let's check more of them. This one is also under the control of pXs, so that's 2 of them. There's still a teleporter up for TNC so they can challenge it. This one, TNC got a commander, but Doxis is out raiding, and this one is definitely still contested. While this one, it's neither of the factions are really investing a lot. You see there's been some fighting here in the past. At the moment it's pXs with 2 factories that definitely are favorites to bring this one home. TNC really needs to send through support through this teleporter to challenge this force, or they're going to be cleaned off. This is looking more and more to head into the pXs's what do you say, advantage. Like, look at this eco. We're looking at a double eco now, and that's mostly due to the control of the metal planet as well as the challenging of TNC's planet, so they cannot build up eco everywhere. Look, in 2 different places. That is great indeed to see. So orbital invasion. TNC not left alone right here. And on the other side, they got pretty decent control over this planet, expanding with tier 2 metal pretty much everywhere. But I do still think there's chances for TNC to come back if they can challenge the gas properly. And they got railguns coming out now in bigger compositions with Avengers, and I think this potentially could be successful. It's something we really have to pay attention to. I am really looking forward to see how this pans out. This is a fight TNC needs to win. Targeting is crucial right here. Seems like they're targeting the factory instead. Not optimal to fight within other factories. The railguns are taken out. Very important. Nice micro from pXs. The Avengers are fighting each other. pXs seems to be winning. Seems to be defending at the moment. Very, very important out for them. Still holding on. And the longer they can hold on, the bigger chance they have it holding on for even longer, because they can ramp up production with the lead they got at the moment. 2 times the eco of TNC. We see the armies coming out on Bustle. Army after army from pXs. Relentless. Not giving TNC any rest. TNC getting catapults over here. Should be effectively countering this right here, but it's still metal that you not necessarily would want to put into catapults in the first place if you could avoid the invasion. So it's very good for pXs regardless, and out comes more and more. And we see also this is some lovely slammers which can go into the naval because they're amphibious and shoot torpedoes too. So that is great indeed. And look at this production right here. What do they want to do with all this fabis? I think maybe we're gonna see some nuke pumping in any kind of faction. So, or maybe they're just gonna ramp up production, because that's the thing with the gas giant as presence as this one. And we see a fight going on. I'll let this one play in the background while I explain this one. When you have so much production on the gas giant, so much eco, so many factories, it's easy to have a lot of eco but not a lot of ground troops. And without a lot of ground troops, it's going to be hard to control these planets right here. So the correct thing is to try and ramp up the factory count a lot on the ground too, which we could see pXs working on the moon by getting a lot of fabbers, so you can manifest this gas advantage into actual ground units, which at the end of the day is what usually kills commanders. Together with titans and nukes and planet smashes and all of that good stuff. Ooh, wait. Hold that thought a bit. I hope they're not ramping up production on that moon. I hope they're building the Halleys that I discussed earlier. But in the meantime, let's not ignore this any longer. This is quite the effective attack from TNC right here. And maybe they can clean out... pXs on this gas giant. That would be massive indeed. And TNC building a ton of orbital factories to counter this one. Bringing out Avengers like no tomorrow. And this might be the force they really need to clean this up. The railguns goes down. That's crucial indeed, because the railguns is what can clear this out from range insecurity, and they got way more production. So I think they should be able to hold on, but it's a close one indeed. Wow. But look here. What a eco sync from both factories. 28 orbital gas giant factories at the moment. Both teams combined heading at each other with non-stop Avenger fights. And I would definitely keep that down in the picture for you guys to follow while I take a look at the rest of the planet. And one of the commanders of TNC is getting dangerously close to being killed by these slammers. Slammers not targeting properly. The commander having a lucky escape right here. Bomb is out for TNC, a good option, as all the slammers have no anti-air. Should be able to nicely clean up with this bomber. So what pXs really has to do now is they either get tier 2 Phoenix to send it to the map, or they got to push with some sort of anti-air force on the ground. The base seems to be safe for now though, as you see all these Galactic turrets. Transferring Fabus over should start some sort of production, but out comes the Locust for TNC. It's likely going to attempt to clean up this expansion right here. What do they have in defense? Not much at all. It's like one laser turret. Should be no issue for the Locusts. And it must be here it's going for sure. Let's have a look. Let's do a martial imitation as the base is sucked up. Num 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 num. Num 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 num. Oh! Level 3 laser turret. Saves the day for pXs. Masterful reaction. I absolutely love it. Good job. Whoever did that from pXs. Keeping their foothold on this planet just like that. And also the anchors are doing quite effective in that regard. But this planet is by no means TNC's anymore. It's heavily contested by pXs, so fantastic work for them at that. And this one is still under the control of pXs. TNC has more than enough defending their own planet, which really plays into pXs's favor. As you see, they're expanding everywhere with air fabrics tier 2. Getting tier 2 economy. Look at this eco. The gap is just increasing. We're soon looking at 3 times the amount of metal for pXs over TNC. And are we going to see Halleys soon? Please. Please, pXs. Build 3 Halleys for us on this planet. You got so many fabs. And just smash the last planet. That would be a glorious fashion to end the game in. We're checking in on the moons one again. This seems to be the one they're going to Halley though. This one being the one with production right here. So if you can avoid it, then don't smash this one, even though it would mean the end of the game. Smash this one. And that seems to be the plan, as they're building so many umbrellas. And are they controlling? They're controlling all the moons. They got all the aces on their hand right now. They just have to play them out on the table. And that could potentially mean the victory for them. TNC has to counter pXs on this planet right now. Right now. Or are they going to have big issues? Checking in back on the gas giant. Successful counter by pXs. Now they're going to go for counterattack. And if they can clear out TNC on this planet, that would be equally horrible for them. And we see them spawning it. Oh no, I think they forgot. Oh, Flip is calling GG's. It's not like it matters. Are they deleting? They are deleting indeed. I think they recognize that this is over. And in comes unit cannon drop. Everybody calls GG as all the commanders have been deleted. What a game by pXs. TNC coming into this game as massive favorites. Going 3-0 this far in the tournament. But that was not enough against the German machinery, pXs, who marvelously took control over the gas giant, challenged Bessel, and with that won the victory. And let's not forget all the moons they took control over. So that was wow, that was something. I thought pXs had a chance, but the way they did this, wow, was it wonderful. What a commanding fashion. They beat a TNC in 21 minutes. That was oh so impressive. By the way, don't go away. This might be the last team games, but we're gonna have interview with the players. Then we're gonna have free-for-alls. I'm gonna at least cast the first one, hopefully. Then we're gonna see. And the free-for-alls you could all attend yourself. It's open for everybody. It's massive free-for-alls. That is not something you want to miss. And then later tonight, 8 in the evening, we will have a insanely exciting 1v1 community tournament. That is not something you want to miss. We have a massively strong lineup of something like 25 players. So if you want to play in that one, head to the community Discord and sign up right now. There's still slots for more people. It is a big event. You really don't want to miss it. If not, if you want to watch, that's all good. I believe we're going to have a fantastic cast of the event. I believe Marshall is going to cast, and if not, we're going to have other people casting. So that is going to be a treat. I am definitely looking forward to that. I think I'm signed up myself. I'm not 100% if I can play or not. I guess we'll have to see. But signed up for the tournament, we have names such as Fleb from this game, Gitaxian from this game, Nick from TNC. We have Kusipko, Payne, myself, Discrip, and Prince Fox, both from last game, BSE. We have names such as Robert Army, who took a bronze in the last tournament. It's a fantastic lineup. It's not something you want to miss. Let's head into the post-game interview between these two captains. Hello and
Hey.
GG's.
Hey, GG. Well
Wow, that was impressive. What you have to say, Skywalker? How did that go, huh?
done. Yes, was a nice match. I hope it's going a little bit longer. But well played to TNC. Well
Yeah.
played, although
I have to say, you were quite sneaky in the pre-game interview when you said that you didn't think necessarily the gas would be so important, when you then followed up rushing it and basically winning the game of the eco of the gas giant to some extent. Was that a deliberate
no.
choice? No?
I think we have not much eco from the gas plant. We have just at 80 minutes we have just 22 jigs on the gas plant. That's not much.
Yeah,
we
but
have all of the time 10 jigs on the gas plant, if not more. We have a lot of factories, but no jigs.
But that was 300 metal, which was the entire difference between your own team and pXs. No, and the Nutcrackers. So it seemed to be a nice edge that you brought further into the game, indeed.
Yeah, but the most echo is coming from the red planet from I think Gamut was his name, or Gamut.
Yeah, of course.
It's full and not full, but a lot of metal. So we try to get the most metal of this economy of the ground. I think I think gas was not so important. We might build energy on the ground to be safe because if the jig's going down. So yeah. So this time we was not so focused on this gas giant. I think the one of the strong points was that going TNC very strong in the middle of the game on the gas planet. This was not so easy to hold this, but this was a lot of resources on the gas planet at this moment, and I think that was the break point with the echoes, for example.
Yeah.
Because we can spend more echo to the other stuff than gas, and yeah.
Yeah, well played indeed. Fleb, what happened?
Well, that was tragic. The plan was to we wanted to get orbital up on the lava because we knew that it would be much easier to completely take control of the naval map, which so I think it was it was Broom and Taxion on the what's it called, the lava planet, but it was it didn't go as planned because there was no double spawn, and I think that was the key mistake, as Taxion pointed that out, I think, or Broom. But it meant that they couldn't get the orbital up quickly enough, and also both bases were really vulnerable.
Do you think that was your major mistake, not double spawning?
That was a big mistake. I think the desert planet went really well because we took lots of eco and we kicked them off it completely really early on, but with Logos in the air. But there was also the unfortunate bit where we thought that Mango was microing one of the moons, so we weren't looking, but he just completely disappeared. So our comm just died on there. So
Oh, you lost Mango for time there in the tournament, you say?
Yeah, he disconnected, but we had no idea because it didn't auto pause, and he was in Discord the whole time.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. How do you feel about the significance of the gas giant in this game?
I don't think it's like pivot. Early game, I don't think it's that pivotal because you can get the eco from the moons, but it's just because we had neither. That went so badly.
Okay. So both teams challenging the moons effectively, and essentially ending up reclaiming all that wreckage in the end. What kind of impact do you think that had on the game, Skywalker?
And at this point, we don't watch so strongly to the moons. We know it's be careful. We must be careful because the Hades. But the moon doesn't have so many metal like the star planets. So we try to save one star planet because it has 83 metal. The moons got metal on the ground, sure, but only have 5 metal spots. And so we try to just hold it option open to use them or to defend versus a Haley from the enemy, perhaps, yeah. And this was a strategy too, that we don't focus so much on the moon and the gas planet because the star planets were very important in this match because of the huge number of medal points of this both. And so we think it's a nice strategy to save one planet and then go over to the next planet and to grab the metal. And we know that gas planet cost a lot of metal to build the jigs and build all the stuff. And so we was a little bit careful to don't use so much and use it for the main planets. Because it was easier to build fast and to get fast the metal of it.
Yeah, that was very impressive indeed. So, well played to both teams. Congratulations to pXs. And looking forward to seeing your games in the future. Very well done.
Yeah, and well played to CNC. I was surprised in the middle of the game that you was countering so much with orbital units. I was in pressure to build a lot of orbital factories to counter this.
Yeah, Broom really played quite well for the orbital after that early game blunder. But so that was good, but I don't think it was quite enough to mount a comeback.
Yeah. If you save your orbital worker at the start a little bit more, then this would be helpful for the start. So it was easy for me to kill them because I just used 8 Avengers to kill your first jig. And if you have some 5 Avengers more, it's not so easy.
Yeah, our plan was to I think to snipe that to try and snipe your fabbers, but we just didn't get orbital out quickly enough.
Yeah.
So we couldn't snipe.
But
And with those ending notes right there, very interesting indeed. I am going to head into a break. Oh shit, there we go. I'm gonna head into break. I need some coffee, and I need to give my dog a little bit of attention. But then we're gonna be back in 5-10 minutes, and we're gonna have at least one FFA, huge FFA, and I want you guys to watch. I want you guys to play whatever you want. Like, don't do both, right? Because that would be a bit unethical to stream snipe your opponents. Am I right? But anyways, don't forget to play or stick around or whatever. The lobby is up at the moment, as you saw a little bit here. 32 player FFA. It's not something you want to miss. I'll be right back. We need 8 more for this FFA. Now once again want to mention 19 UTC this evening. 14 EST. No wait, no, that's European Standard Time. I mean the American time, which is Pacific Standard Time, PST. 14 PST, 19 UTC, 20 EST. It's a 1v1 tournament involving number 1 ranked at the moment, number 2 ranked at the moment, number 3 ranked at the moment, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. You get the picture. All the top players, plus many more. That is going to be an absolute treat. That is something you cannot miss. It's going to be fantastic. And you most likely can follow that over at Marshall's channel when that comes about, or somebody else if he cannot cast. But to stay tuned with that, tune in at that time on Twitch most likely. And of course, join the community Discord. There will be a ping out when that comes around. So you will get the information right there. It's great. And my headset is out of batteries. Give me a moment. Oh no, did I spill some coffee? Shit, there's coffee everywhere now. Give me a moment. DJ Namas says, what Uber player battle? Apologize, but I don't really understand the question. You're referring to the Uber players playing in the tournament. Uber is the highest 1v1 rank you can obtain in PA at the moment. Berger says, too much naval for me in reference to the FFA map. It's going to be a naval only map more or less. So it's going to be chaotic. DJ Nama says, coffee. Bring mir einen mit. He wants some coffee for me too. He just says so in German. Phil says, half a liter. It's a big espresso. I'm afraid it's not espresso. It's more like canned coffee through a tract, or whatever you call it. Gregor says, nice music. I know, right? This is Planetary Annihilation for Orchestra. They made a 2-hour track of it, so it's kind of a shame what they made out of that in the game, because it's kind of just a little bit of it, and I'm not a huge fan of what's played in the game. Phil says, I feel like I've heard this music before, no wonder. Backing track to Spice Girls song. You want to hear some Justin Bieber? Maybe not, I don't want to be copy striked on YouTube, because it's streaming on YouTube too. Tricky Ricky says, remember kids, always bring a towel. DJ Nama says, I thought you said something about Uber player battle, but never mind. No problem, and over at YouTube, Lord Crafty asking, when does it start? It will start when the lobby fills up, so we currently need 4 more players. In this lobby, we see prominent names such as Death by Danim, which is a gold player, pXs Oki, a gold player, Seeker, I recognize that name from the stream right here, nice to see you playing. Tunso, the worst bronze there is in this game. I'm just joking. Tunso is the #1 bronze. It's a German right there. Then you have Sakuras, the old-time Voices of War player, which was the previous German clan, which pXs kind of replaced. Then we got Clutchy, inactive Silver, I do not recognize. Then we got Mango, which we had featured, disconnecting in the previous game TNC versus pXs. Then we have Fire Mansta, an inactive player. And we have Fleb, ranked #4 Uber, who also played last game. And we have his teammate Gitaxian, Uber, played last game. And we have Jinx, which I do not recognize. Then Anonymous 2, Platinum 14, Elite Sadukar, a fantastic man who hosts the Planetary Extinction tournament for us and does all the back-end job there. It's a tremendous job he puts down. I don't think you guys even recognize how much work it is hosting a tournament like this one on a regular basis, weekly basis, essentially. Making all the puzzle pieces fit together, make sure everything is fine. So if you see Elite Sadukar, you should give him a huge compliment and a beer, buy him a beer, yeah? But just appreciate him a bit, yeah? That's a really fine job that he's pulling out here. And we have Lula May, fantastic community member, also known for his ridiculous donations in whatever charity events we would be hosting in the community. Effect of the cause, the Uber. Bale, this name again, the pXs name that I never managed to pronounce it. Bilal. B3L4L, Bilal, right? Platinum, Tactical Engineer, Platinum 10. And then we have the man, the legend, the myth, Mikey H. The guy who updates the game and also runs this server. So this is the community dedicated server, I believe. Elite Sudoku posted a link in the Twitch chat. I can post that one in YouTube too. It's a place you can go to help fund this dedicated server and also get access to it. The dedicated server allows you to succeed the 10 slot limit of normal lobbies and play bigger games. So it's something you want to put into your PA repertoire. If you love PA, you really want this, because then you can bring your friends into huge team games. You can host big FFAs just like this one, all on your own. All you gotta do is to go to wiki.palobby.com/wiki/donate to contribute to the running cost of this thing, and there it is for the YouTube chat as well. And now we have another player joining the party. That's the real Kasupko. Obviously not the fake one. Currently Uber #1. John Silla, who I do not recognize too, joining, so that's nice. And Lula May corrects me. I talked about this, what he's known for, yeah. Community member and so on, and donation and so on. And he adds And custom skybox mods, yeah. So you saw the skybox that I used in the cast. That is made by Lula May. You see the rolling background on this stream right now of the skybox. That's also following a tutorial provided by Lula May. So, fantastic job right there. For those of you who for some reason doesn't know, I post like some PA videos to YouTube too. If you scroll down a bit, you see my YouTube channel, click on that link, toss in a subscribe. That helps out a lot, and you will see some PA content. YouTube recently revoked the right to monetize videos for everybody with under 1,000 subscribers. So I lost some nice money income from there, which is kind of a shame, but they do what they want to do. So I'm trying to reach up to 1,000 again, so I can get back that monetization right there. If you want to help out and drop a subscriber and maybe check out some of the videos. This, for instance, a cast of a 1v1 tournament from 2 weeks ago in there that you do not want to miss. It was a great tournament with some fantastic games. And with that said, we are heading into the FFA. And here's the skybox that we talked about, Lula May. Fantastic job on that one. It's lovely indeed. It's very much down the line of the scrolling banner. Same kind of style. Good luck, have fun. I will see you after the game. Gregor says, good luck, Gregor. May you not watch the stream when you play, because then I will accuse you of cheating. Wait, so this is the big list right here. I have no idea how many names this is. It's hard to count. 9, 10. It's 20 names, yeah? Approximately. Hey, you see all the things. I will try to refer to them with names, but nothing promised. And look at this map. As DJ Namas says, this is a crazy map indeed. I think this is going to be a long one with the naval and everything. I think naval is what you really want to get control over. You can get Leviathans, you can get Kaijus. So if you got a land spot, then you're in trouble, I would say. I'm going to have a bit more relaxing approach to this cast. What is going on? Oh, there they come. A bit more relaxing because it's so much going on right here. The Annihilator going in for the word face. I know, right? I reckon that's a reference to the map. We already have a player disconnecting. So, I've already introduced the players. So, let's get into it. But why don't we look once more at where they spawn? Death by Denim here. Opening bots. Into the naval. Good choice. Okay. Bots air. I'm going to just put on the caps lock for now. Into naval. Good choice. And you can see the names up in the corner. I will just show the builds. Tunsa right here. A man to watch. You see, everybody seems to recognize that the naval is where it's at. So that's a good thing to see. So it's hard to say who's favorites in a game like this because it's so many factors playing in. We have Taxi and AFK, so that's kind of a shame. Hope you can reconnect fast. But obviously you will have like gold to Ubers will have a good chance because they know what they're doing. But then again, there are many factors at play involving how many people you fight. If you're left alone, you got good spawns and so on and so forth. So you really need the PA gods on your side, as well as some tremendous skill right here. That is all the players' opening builds and starts. And with that, I will take a slurp of my coffee while the Annihilator says in the chat, I'm rooting for Kisipko popcorn. So who are you guys rooting for? The Annihilator is clearly rooting for Kisipko. We see right here. Which is not a bad choice, but there's plenty of things that can happen with Seas being raided, and there's a lot of pressure. So let's pan around and what am I saying? Let's get up the opposite side of the planet view, so you can really not miss anything crucial. See if there's any early fights. These two are likely spawning quite close to each other, so there's a potential. Phil says he's rooting for Turtle Cancer. That would be the Titan, but Titan is not playing, so I'm sorry. You cannot root for him. But yeah, you can root for him. But I don't think he's gonna win when he doesn't play. No pigeon guy. Who are we forgetting? I don't know, dude. Good question, my friend. Lord Crafty says over at YouTube, yay, it's starting so much metal. So that's a nice observation. With so many people, you really need a lot of metal. 666. Jesus. You gotta just drop the devil's number like that. The number of the beast. No, wait. Is that 777? No, it's 666, right? Number of the beast? Sure. Some early action coming out from the Effect the Cause. Going up against a yellow, no red color. It must be Sekuras. I apologize for my butchering of all the names. You will have to let me go on that one. It seems that all the players has a naval spawn, so it seems that the maker of this system is not oblivious to the importance of a naval spawn right here. So it's definitely balanced in a sense, as everybody's spawning on the edge of the land. That's really good to see. Gitaxian's still not reconnecting, so that sucks. Some nice action out from Kusipko. Is trying to build a naval factory in this pun too. That would give him control over both sides of the bay. Would be crucial, but out comes the commander from what I believe to be Mango Mango. Might be Tunsil too, but I think it's Mango Mango. Might be John Silla too. Or maybe Mikey H. It's hard to say really. It must be Mango Mango, right? Yeah, it's Mango Mango. Here we see the famous air fabric strategy out from Masita. It's usually considered to be quite a bad strategy, but in a game like this, where you might be overseen, why not? If it works out for him, who am I to judge? We see some early raiding, but people are obviously scared at getting too caught up with one person, just ending up being taken out by a third one. Here we see a commander involved in some torpedo creeping. This is Elite Snooker. Has been watching Robot Army playing ranked 1v1s, I think. This reminds me of something, eh? But there are torpedo launchers to counter him. So it's going to be exciting to see how this progresses. As I think, is he facing the real Kusipko? Yeah, he is. So Kusipko have picked his fight with two people. An obvious disadvantage with having a known name, such as Kusipko, the Effective Cause, Gitaxian, Flub, Mango, Tunsil, Sekasu, so on and so forth, that leads to Duka, is that people are likely going to deem you a threat and therefore concentrate on you. Especially people like Kusipko and Flub and the top Ubers, Gitaxian, and so on and so forth. People are going to focus you down because they do not want you to get to show your skill over the course of the game, right? And if two people go against you, then you can be as good as you want. But if they do it correctly, you're going to be in trouble. And here we see out comes the tier 2 unit from Elite Sadukar. I do not know if Kusipko is going to be able to counter this. As long as it targets down the torpedo launcher. There it goes. Down goes the torpedo launcher. There's not much left to stop this one. Got to move in with his commander. But he's dangerously standing on the shore. He could be targeted down by these missiles. Now he gets underwater, I believe. And down goes the Kraken, but more comes in. This is not a good spot for his commander to be in. Well, it is the only option, but it's not how you want it to pan out for sure. Uses some doxes for distraction. Make sure to target down the Krakens before they wreck his base. But now there's a load of torpedoes targeting down the commander and it's losing health rapidly. It's already down to 60%. And torpedoes are coming in. 50% right there. 40%. And more should be coming soon. Well, it seems that if he's defending off against this, he will live to see another minute or two. And he can really put up a defense if he gets enough time. But this is a crucial moment for Kusipko. Let's look around and see what else is going on here. Everybody else kind of sitting passively, afraid of making a move against somebody. So that is to be expected in early game in FFAs. but I would like to see more actions maybe. Here we see Okay attacking. Oh, he's walking away actually, but he was attacking the affected cars before he backed off. Phil says, Pelter versus Torpedo, please. And that is a reference to this fight right here, most likely, with the Torpedo creep of Elite Salukar. Only 7 minutes in, indeed. A case of Tier 2 economy coming up for Elite Salukar. So one good indication of people's success is their eco. So Anonymous and Bilal is doing quite nicely in terms of early game economy. Same goes for Tunsul. Let's take a look at what's going on with Anonymous. So he got a really a nice place to spawn, and he expanded rapidly out and grabbed a big portion of the map where he's bunkering up. So very nice to see. Tier 2 vehicle, and got 2 other Tier 2 factories coming up. And look, if he can command this position, he's in a situation where he could push in here, control the entire bay, and then start pushing out. So a good place to be in for sure. Kusipko finding himself tumbled from many directions at the moment as he flees into the different bay, but there he will find the affected cars who without a doubt would challenge him. Another people who's had a hard start is this person right here, which must be, yeah, Sekuras. I believe that's due to his confrontation with affected cars, who seem to be clearing him off his spawn. They spawn quite close to each other. But the affected cause of his own has had some trouble on the land on this other side. Ooh, and down goes Fleb. What? Where are you, Fleb? Here you are. I did not even catch that. There's so much going on. Cleared out by, what's that? Bilal. Yeah, he was. You see, he got smashed from 2 sides, from Tactical Engineer and from Bilal, and that's all there is. He's a fantastic player, but it does not help when you get sandwiched like that. And down goes Kitaxian. We know he did not connect to the game, so that is potentially another factor which has played into Anonymous. A huge eco right here is the fact that there's no countermeasure to attack from behind. I think without that we would see him have way less control. A new metal leader, however, is Bilal, surfing on almost 500 metal. We see that as a result of tier 2 economy, so much metal to take from. And they also got naval, so interesting to see how that will pan out in the long run. Another one to watch out for is Tunsul, who started a Zeus. So he's gonna ruin somebody's day, it seems. He's gonna take this Zeus and he's gonna land it on top of somebody's face. That is something I look forward to seeing. Who else has a lot of eco? Seeker with the Air Fabric start has built up a significant economy, but he does not have a lot of production, and out comes Typhoons out of all things from Masata. Typhoons largely considered to be not worth it, as it cost 6,500 metal, and now it's dead. So, but this army here of Leviathan should be able to counter Seeker's metal right there. So that lead is not going to be long for, I think. I see a lot of people really going low on economy as their neighbors is building up for Leviathans and so on and so forth. Here over with Mr. Tormosaka. Critical condition on the commander. Who may that be? Death by Denim maybe? No, but he also is contained to a very small land base, which is going to be crushed by Leviathans for sure. How's it going with Kusipko? Still holding on. That's impressive, as he was in a kind of a horrible situation. But his commander is low. He's facing pelters and naval units, and I don't think it's long for now seeing Kaiju's coming in from behind from Elite Salukar. Elite Salukar not letting him live. He is determined to get him, and we see Elite Salukar up, joining the 400 Metal Club, taking up most of his metal to tier 2. Also can grab a lot of other things. And down goes the commander, that is Firmisa. That is right here, going down to Leviathans. Very nicely done by Mango. I wonder if there is eco modifier. It's not. Maybe should be. To get people to attack each other more, but it seems like we have some action with the Leviathan. That's the thing with naval though, it's so easy to piss people off. You just build a Leviathan. And anybody it shoots at, it's gonna be like, shit, I gotta attack this person. So we have maybe a list of 10 people or so singling themselves out as contenders to the victory. Nothing is even close to determined quite yet. Bilal, we must not forget. Gonna be the first one to 1000 metal, it seems, as he is expanding in every direction and does not have a lot of countermeasures around him. And this is what we talked about. This is kind of the RNG aspect of the FFA. Is that you spawn count so much, because if you don't have opposite forces around you, you will be able to do like Bilal did. Then again, he also cleared people, so you're not trying to discredit him. Very well done indeed. Here we see Mr. Tormusaka in a pretty bad situation. I think he is really done for at the moment, as he tries to get up some lone pelters right there to counter what is coming from Mango, who has lost quite a bit of metal. He really should have attempted to deal with Clutchy, I mean, in my opinion, as that would give him more leeway and not being harassed from the backside all that much. But he's doing good. But from his backside, in comes Kaijus from Anonymous, and that's gonna potentially do quite a bit of damage, as there's very little here that can counter the Kaijus. You of course cannot counter it with torpedoes. A Kaiju fight between Elite Sudukar and Anonymous. This is really good for Kisipko, that the attention is moved from Elite Sudukar, but it's not much left already, as this Leviathan's just shooting him from the base of the effect of the cast. So he's stuck on land, and that's, as we discussed before the game, not what you want to do in this map, but sometimes you just cannot help it. Another person who's forced to suffer a slow death on the land is pXs's Okay. He's gonna have Kaijus moving in, slowly gonna chip him off. Potential Leviathans, not really future for somebody who does not have any naval on this map. Another person struggling with the same is Tactic Engineer. He has a little bit of metal. Quite a bit of metal, but still he does not have the naval presence. Can, however, go into here. That would be something I would look to try if I were him, at least. And here we see another one with the same fate. That is Death by Denim, as discussed previously. And Tunsil, one of the earlier powerhouses in the game, has really been chipped away at by Leviathans, but out comes Jesus that we saw queued up so long ago. Out he goes. And you know what? He's going to try and take out Bilal because he's being pummeled by Leviathans. This is what I talk about right here. Bilal massively in the lead. Twice the next one's metal count. But what is he going to do? In comes Asus. Is he going to be sniped or not? What a play from Tensor right here. Can he protect Asus? Can he kill the commander? There's a lot of anti-air. There's a lot of fighters. Oh, he keeps the Zeus alive. He keeps the Zeus alive with the Angel, amongst other things. Can he find the commander? It seems like he's settling on shooting down the Leviathans for now. What is going on with the sound effects? I'm gonna try and fix that. While the Zeus goes around, I will just quickly try and... I'm sorry about that. Wow. What is going on? Well, let's just ignore that. The Zeus going to town, but he's not found the commander quite yet. And maybe he's running low on time, as Bilal is trying to counter with anti-air measures around his commander moving up on land, which I'm not sure I'm a fan of. Trying to assist out a colonel, which we know is a great anti-air unit. The Zeus is getting low though, as it's being targeted down by a ton of Narvals. Shoots down some of the Narvals, but there's a million more to take its place. Then in comes the air, and it's going to kill the Zeus, isn't it? Down goes the Zeus, so that is effectively countered. But that give Tenso the exact opening he needed to attack in. And in the meantime, Sakasu is eliminated by Lulame. Sakuras, I mean, apologies. And yeah, I'll try a 5. And that is, as we predicted, a result of him being limited to the to the land. Still broken sound. Oh well. It will work. It will be just fine. So we are reaching a stage right now where we could see end gamers. Like, we've already seen the Zeus out of Tunsil. I would not be surprised to see things such as nukes, such as the Titans, and I think this is a great stage to build that out. One thing you can do is that you can go for the Atlas when moved into the naval. It cannot be targeted by anything but torpedoes. That can be very nasty indeed. And it's starting to lag a little bit. So many people. And so on and so forth. I might have to close the picture, but I think it gives a big and nice picture, so I don't really want to do that at current point in time. In comes an attack from an enemies. Gonna try and go to town on Lulame, who's AFK. That's a dirty play. And it's a dirty rhyme indeed, but he has enough torpedoes, so Lulame is defended for now. We see Bilal now starting to struggle a bit more as Tunsil has been attacking him with the Zeus and with the naval force. So it's been slowed down quite a bit for others to catch up, but is still massively ahead in production. And he's building the Atlas that we did indeed ask him to build. So that is going to be exciting to see how that works. Lulame, try to join through a spectator slot if you can. Lulame says that he's out and cannot rejoin, which would be very unfortunate indeed. Kusipko is still holding on. Trying to get up a Hawkin to defend his base, but this is just a downhill battle. Really just pummel from every possible angle right here. Not a good position to be in at the moment. Mikey Hage still staying in the game, building up a strong base with a lot of turrets, a lot of production. 500 metal is nothing to downplay. It's good. It's gonna keep him further in. Chat going down right here. That feeling when everybody is fucking with you, says Kusipko. I know that feeling. It's very typical when you play a FFA and you got a name. It's a very hard thing to do indeed. Everybody just wants to see you dead. That's why we see a lot of the Ubers, a lot of the favorite for the game, such as Flub, Gitaxian and Kisipko is either dead or more or less dead, as a lot of people is just focusing them down basically. And soon we will see death by Denim die too, as his commander is being executed by a kaiju. Uber Cannon saves the day, but more is gonna come, so it's problematic for him potentially. Let's close that picture to get a bit more frame rate right here. There's so much things going on. And out goes Mr. Tormusaka. Was annihilated by Anonymous, who is at 532 metal at the moment. Let's look at the mobile unit count. Mikey Hage is the one with the most units actually. I think that's a lot of air though and a lot of tier 1. But he's going for the strategy, which never goes wrong in FFA, which is, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna build up, I'm not gonna attack you, I'm just gonna get as many units as possible, and if you piss me off, and damn you if you do, I have a lot of units, but if you piss me off, I'm gonna send everything at you and I'm gonna end you. So he's reached the stage of the game where he can really do that. I would like to see him building more tier 2 economy right here, but except from that, it's good play out of him. Bilal is getting some unit cannons right here. Interesting to see what he's going to do with it. Likely going to try and get a snipe. But out also comes the Titan, the Atlas that we talked about earlier. This one is going to be hard to stop. It got quite a bit of range, and not only that, it can only be shot on by torpedoes. So any unit can just shoot him for a little bit before they likely get killed by his stumping on the ground. So this is bad for Mango. No wait, is that Tunsil? No, that's John Silla. John Silla is going to be pummeled by this Atlas. Tunsil, on the other hand, one of the bigger players in the early game, it's now turned into a Leviathan sandwich between Bilal and what I believe to be Mango. No, it's not Mango. It is Mikey H. It seems that we are reaching a pretty interesting phase of the game. This one might go on for quite a bit longer, so strap in. The Atlas hunting down the commander, stomping on the ground. Is he gonna get it? Yeah, he's most likely gonna get it, and with that, we will see John Silla out of the game. Nicely done by Bilal. That Atlas walking a long way. Out comes the nuke though from Tactic Engineer. And judging by this attack right here, it's gonna head towards Bilal. And there we see John Silla stomped on by the Atlas of Bilal. But this attack right here, it could do a lot of damage. Out comes the Atlas though. He needs to get some pretty nice stumps in here to clear the army. That's one. And it seems like the attack is defended in this Atlas. It's gonna head towards the base of Tactic Engineer for sure. This is a grudge now. After that attack, this is not something you just want to let go. It's not alright to attack you in FFA, and that's important precedent to set. Out comes the Locust though from Tactic Engineer. He's going to try and do some damage. Oh, here's the nuke though. If you can get this nuke. And down goes the Leviathans. Nice use of the Locust. Oh no, it's still alive. And there's the nuke. And now they're all gone. It's torn in pieces right there. Torn in two directions. And ended up not really getting anything done right there. Still a quite a nice attempt by him. And we see Bilal effectively being stalled out a bit by his opponent, and now people are catching up. I'm talking about people like we haven't talked about since early game, like Elite Sadukar, but also players that's been featured heavily in this cast, such as Mango, which now is in a beautiful position, if I dare say so myself, as it sits on such a big area. If he's allowed to just expand out a little bit, I have no doubt in my mind that he will have a really strong economy. But here we see a commander possibly going down right here. Now he's gonna survive to see another day, but no factories, no nothing for the courier's death by Danim. Not giving up. That is the best attitude there is. And here we see the Titan. Now it's time to pay for your sins, Tactical Engineer. You attacked Bilal, and that is not tolerated. Bilal walking Atlas on top of his commander, effectively smashing him to pieces. And with that, Bilal is just pumping out Atlases. He's killing people left and right. So this is a person that you really want to look out for. It's a real powerhouse that has to be countermeasured, or he's going to run away with this. But one person that we cannot forget. What a joke. Yusufko not giving up either. He's stranded between the lakes, between the Leviathans. But he's staying alive with diplomacy. We see him in chat, asking for peace with Elite Sadukar. Sadukar, he's a fair man. He gives Kisipko a chance, but he knows it doesn't matter. He's so small, he most likely got a radar. As we see right here, he's full control over what Kisipko is up to. Well, Good attempt though to come back from this. Now he got to deal with none other than the effect, the cause, which could potentially be doable. Not all that far ahead, 3 times the metal, which is a lot, but not like Elitsaduka and Death Adamin. Dying now, finally, after all those attempts on the... in the temple. Where's the temple? Here. No. The opposite side, right? In here. And there goes Tunsil 2. Had a good run with the Zeus. Almost took out the current leader of the game, Bilal. But not quite. Good attempt though. As we see Atlases from Bilal, he's really been listening to the tips as he's walking the Atlases into the water, smashing everything. And that one is maybe dead, but more is gonna come. And the Leviathans can target them when they're over water, but the second they go into the water, they can no longer target them. So very important there for Mango Mango to kill that one before he gets down. And Mango Mango, well, we previously discussed his ability to expand at the moment. Nobody's really letting him. They're keeping up the pressure, and he soon has a nuke. So let's hope that one is well placed for sure. Out comes one of those big attacks from Mikey H. He has for sure decided that Mango Mango should not live. And this is a fantastic timing on this attack on Mango Mango. As we see, Mango Mango has no defenses, and Lula May is effectively killed. I think Lula May never managed to reconnect. Did he? No, they did not. Behind us is Simin and Kusipka. Out comes the nuke. Is it going to be a defensive nuke? Yes, it is. That's a very good nuke indeed. Keeping him alive for now, Mango Mango. He really needs more units and torpedo launchers to defend against more attacks. Out comes the... Oh no, he's losing all his ear fabbers. Mikey H does not want to let him live. He want to see him dead. But Mikey H, sending everything at Mango Mango, opens his flank to no other than Bilal. And in comes the fantastic Leviathans, and he is dragged to pieces, Lisa. He is indeed torn apart by Bilal right here. Everybody seems to betray him. And that same can be said about Kisipko. Everybody betrays him. Well, not Sudoku quite yet. He seems to be holding their peace agreement for now. But soon, that is what we will see. Quite possibly. But he's still alive. And it seems like the effect the cause isn't too bothered really at the moment. It might be soon though. Elitsaduka finally forced to confront the ghost at the front of his base. The massive Anonymous, which got quite the influence area at the moment and quite the economy on 900. They are equal forces in terms of economy at the moment, so this should be a close and nice fight. Another one we haven't seen in quite some time is Clutchu right here. He's being effectively sandwiched, and it's quite little. With only 68 metal, I don't think he's around for too long. Let's go through the players once and for all now. And Mango Mango effectively attacked on 2 sides as he was in such a good position. Bilal and Mikey H says, no candy for you. Anonymous in his fight with Elite, holding off for now. Got quite a big force right here. I'm curious to see what Elite got for that, because it seems like he's attacking with most of it into torpedo launchers. And there, Kisipko dies. What a sad day indeed. What a sad day. Wait, sorry, I have to go. Bilal has to go. It. The number 1 in this game is gonna give up. Wow, and that changes everything. That just opens up the game for anybody basically. What a big shame though, as I really think he had a tremendous chance to just running away with this game and winning it. As he's sitting alone, cleared out everybody around him. He can just mass economy, mass titans and so on and so forth. But if he has to go, then he has to go. So that's very lucky for everybody else. And that means the game is wide open again. Anybody can win. What the crap. Like Bilal is basically the sole commanding player right here. Wait, what? Mango was annihilated by death by Denim? But death by Denim is dead. I guess he just suicided and that was the last to attack him. But I don't know why Mango gave up right there. It seemed to me that he still had a chance right there, but maybe he just thought he was further behind than what he was. Maybe he just had to go. But anyways, there's not a lot of people left. It's Elite Sudoku, it's Anonymous, it's Bilal, it's the Effect the Cause, it's Mikey Hage, it's Clutchy. I think Bilal, as long as he does not have to go, he will win. But has he gone? That is the question. Is he... Oh, he's sending his unit cannons, so it's not gone quite yet. He's not gone quite yet, and he's going to snipe Clutchy. So Clutchy is now dead. Fantastically done by Bilal. And now it's the question, is he going to continue? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. As it's only 5 people left. We started out with a whole bunch, and now it's only the 5 finalists left to see who can win this carnage of a free-for-all. Bilal out with another attack. One thing that's interesting here is that most of his attack is kaijus, which hover over the water and cannot be attacked by these barracudas. They can just travel right over, as you see right here. But Leviathans can take them out from far, and we see quite a bit of Leviathans out for Mikey H. I think he will be able to defend this, but potentially does some damage, and in comes a shit ton of air from Bilal. And how much? It's not too many Kestrels, but it's some, and most of them are going to die. But oh, and he flies over flak. Well, that was unfortunate, but it's big potential in the airframe. And the fight between Anonymous and Elite Sudoku is over, and the winner is Anonymous. He just simply had too many barracudas, as we saw, and Elite Sudoku did not have enough advanced torpedo launchers to deal with it. But then again, it was Leviathans in the mix, and that's what we want to see on naval maps. In late game, you really want to see barracudas and Leviathans. If you have those two, if you have tremendous amounts of barracudas to keep your Leviathan safe, and you shoot with the Leviathans at people's bases from the far, then that's the perfect recipe for just winning a game. That's pretty nice. Nice to see Anonymous 2 playing that perfectly. Out comes another volley of orbital unit cannons from Bilal. Interesting to see if he's going to hit the commander. Is he? It seems to be that he's hitting right on the commander. Ooh, is he going to get the snipe? Is he going to get the snipe? There's quite a bit of units right here, which seems to be shooting it down. But the question is, can he maybe get the anti-nuke? If you can get the anti-nuke, then it's open for a nuke right here. He does not target, but there goes the anti-nuke down, maybe. Ah, it's saved. Very important there for Anonymous. Now has to turn around his commander to be under the influence of that anti-nuke once again. Does he have any nukes though, Bilal? He does not seem that way. GG, Bilal says, and he deletes. Oh no. Oh no. Why? Why? Holy. And that's basically a massive present to Mikey Hage, the Effect the Cause, and Anonymous. Because Bilal was on the high way to a victory right there. He had everything to win. But then he had to go and he deleted. And now we're left with only 3 players. Anonymous right here. The Effect of the Cause right here. And none other than Mikey Hage right here. So one thing that's interesting is that Mikey Hage, if he's going to attack either player, it's a long way with his naval units. And he does not have a lot of other troops. So he is basically not going to do much for the next 5 minutes. On the other hand, the 2 other players, they're essentially on the complete opposite side of each other in the naval. Look at that. Have to go all this way to each other, and in the middle is Mikey Hage. So this is a bit of a situation, let's just put it that way. Now it's going to take 10 minutes for them to transfer their naval units to the biggest opponent's base, and to do so they have to go through Mikey Hage. So don't expect this one to end too soon unless they start pumping out Titans, which I would like to see, or land units, or some other measure, like air maybe, but then again there's a ton of Empire, so... This is a bit of a stalemate. I don't see any fast progress for anybody. And with that, I'm gonna drink some coffee. But Anonymous, he got the most eco. He got just as much as both of his opponents combined and a little bit more on top of that. So it's his game to win at the moment. If he can snipe one of the others, then I'm pretty sure he got it. But what does he have that can kill anybody? He got naval units, and I just described to you guys why that's so inefficient at the moment. So there's plenty of time for the others to build up economy and come back. But here's the thing too, it's 3 players left, the entire map is clear. So expand, people. Grab as much metal as possible. And reclaim. Look at all these bases. There's so much metal everywhere laying around. So just ramp up production, ramp up fabbers, reclaim, expand, and anybody can win essentially. Lula May says, I believe Mikey Hage plays using a touchpad and not a mouse. I know Neon did that at some stage too, so it's definitely possible. Tricky Ricky says, press F to pay respect, in reference to Bilal suiciding his commander. F, respect from me, it's kind of a shame. But 8, that's great for the others, gives them a chance. Over at YouTube, we see, no! He should have won, by Lord Crafty, referring to Bilal's suicide once again. Then we have more German from Horst Mayer. Und so seid das dann aus, wenn das Messer auf Schrum bentuscht wird. So, for all you German speakers out there, you know what that means. Half the players are gone by Lord Crafty. That was probably an accurate statement at the time, but no longer. It's only 3 players left. So who will be the bigger man and win this one? Unless Anonymous actually is a woman, in which case who will be the bigger person? But I don't know. I know the effectively calls him like H is a man for sure. Unless they've massively misled me. Which could be true, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. That would be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Using a voice transformation whenever you talk to me and such. But look at Anonymous right now. He's ramping up production. He's ramping up his air control. He's ramping up his metal expansion. He's wasting energy, so he got enough energy to control this. That's pretty good. On the other side, the effect the cause, I don't see a way forward for him. Does not have a lot of units. He does not have a lot of anything really, other than static defenses. So he's going for the turtle strategy. So, point for 2, I'm sorry, but this is the guy you're sharing for. Which I think is a bad option at the moment, but it is what it is, isn't it? Nukes coming out for Mikey H, 3 of them indeed. That's going to take him some time, but when he gets them, I guess his hope is to snipe the commander, who's actually not under the influence of a anti-nuke at the moment. If he were to send 2 of them right now, I think he could get it, but does he know about it? He does not know the position of the commander, not even a radar. I would like to see territory radar out of Mikey H, and I would like to see orbital. Potentially some orbital radar to get some map control. But see here, we're just so blind here. It does not even know all the places that he could expand to. Which is basically anywhere at this point in time. Out goes the troops from Anonymous. And they got a long travel ahead of them, and they have to go through Mikey Hages, Barracudas, and Leviathans and Kaijus before he reaches the effective cause. If that's even the destination. On the internet, no one knows you're a dog. I know, right? Yeah, I'm basically talking chimpanzee. The only successful Russian experiment on no, not the only one, but the secret successful experiment on chimpanzees by the Soviet Union, which was shut down right after the fall of it. Produced me, the only talking chimpanzee. It's a secret, don't tell anybody. The fact the cause has lots of room to expand. They all do, Lulame, they all do. Krasipko says something that is explicit for sure, but it involves getting something up the ass. Lulame says they did it with love, which I don't think necessarily is a good excuse for it, but hey, it's the thought that counts, right? Says Tricky Ricky. I'm just gonna leave that conversation to itself. But it's definitely the case. I'm sorry, Kisipka, you got absolutely sandwiched right there. That's the cost of having a recognizable name. I felt it many times indeed. Just look at this naval force. We checked in on it when it was here, and now it's just here, and it's so long after. But the map control is increases for Anonymous for sure. He's going for 4 nukes now, Mikey Hage. If you're the effective course now, don't you dream about maybe building a Ragnarok? That would be my dream. You see, he got a lot of SSXs up in the sky. 7 to be precise. But there's orbital counters everywhere, and where there's not, there can be built. So I don't really like him not using them to do damage at the moment, as the longer they're staying around, the longer time there is for the opponent to recognize them that they're there and get the appropriate countermeasures. But then again, I would say it's quite likely that it's just defensive SSXs maybe. So it seems, at least. In which case, yeah, just use them defensively. Out comes a tiny little attack. I'm sorry guys, last 15 minutes, no attacks. It's not a lot to do about that at the point. And I don't really see it being ended too soon either. You have a situation of nobody really having what's needed to finish anybody else at the moment. Because of distance, because of layers, like whether they're in naval or on land and so on. But let's try and think about what's potential possibilities for the players here. I would say oh no. This one got pretty good entire. Killing so much of the air. Wow, we had to stop it. In my opinion, the best way to proceed from this situation would be to spam Titans. Atlas Titans, Ares Titans. You could just use Titans too, but maybe not. I would like to see Atlas Titans maybe. And yeah, that's basically the best way to progress. Except from that, I don't see a lot. I don't like this move from Mikey H with 4 nukes, because they take so long, so much economy. And his opponents got anti-nukes. So I don't think that will be any successful. But then again, they're limited to the vision of themselves, of course. It's very easy for me to sit here, see everything and criticize, so I don't mean it in that way. I'm just trying to establish what could be done in the situation. In which case, I think Anonymous is finally onto something. It's building the areas. Elite Saduka says, go Mikey H. That's a good man to share for right there. P Guide says, TNC for the win. That's sharing for the effective cause, who is a TNC member. Out comes a SSX, but there's the appropriate anti-orbital units around. In comes a nuke. Wait, there's no anti-nuke on my cage. Oh no. He builds nukes but no anti-nukes. Oh no. And that's a dead commander. That's a dead commander. Oh no, Mikey. You must have anti-nukes. And there he goes. Boom. And we got a 1v1 at your hands. On a massive planet. On different ends of the naval. But here, all of these. Expand, 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 expand. All of this expand, 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 expand. Neither player is doing a good job of expanding at the moment. Well, Anonymous is doing an okay job, but could be a lot better. But that was a really nice kill from Anonymous indeed, and now he gotta put his eyes on the effector cause and try and break the turtle. So what is the effector cause's plan? He got a load of fabbers, so he could potentially use those. It is naval fabbers. There's not going to be any titans out of them. What else is his plan right here? Air, mass air, but I don't think that's going to work. Well, it might. There's not a lot of interior around the commander, so it might work. But then again, there's kernels, and we all know kernels being quite effectively at that. Oh, a Ragnarok out for the effector cause, deciding I cannot win this game, but I can draw this game. And let's face it, how is Anonymous going to stop this? He needs air. That's the only way, isn't it? Air or kaijus? He does not have kaijus. The navals is hours away from walking this entire path to him. I don't see the counter. He can nuke it. But here comes the anti-nuke, of course. So if he's gonna nuke it, he has to nuke it right now. Catch you later, DJ Namas. And as the Ragnarok builds up, the music is escalating. Out comes the Zeus for Anonymous. We have requested Titans for quite some time now. Hopefully not going to walk into these flak turrets right here, but I'm afraid they will. And no air support for the Zeus. It's going to be killed. No problem for the effector cause. He basically doesn't lose anything. So that's alright for him. Beautiful says Tricky Ricky. That Zeus could make it. Lula Maid says, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Too much flak and no support for the Zeus. Lord Crafty says nukes now. Well, yeah, that could be done. He got a lot of eco, but it's so costly. So costly. All share room equals like backwise, says TJ Namas. Wrong-wise. Okay, that is confusing. But hey. But up comes the Ragnarok. Up it comes, and it is gonna finish. But is it going to be able to activate itself? We all know it's like a minute downtime or so, but I do not see the counter from Anonymous. This is gonna be a draw, it seems, unless Anonymous got something up his sleeve right away. And I don't see it. Out goes the nuke, but there's anti-nukes, aren't there? Yeah, there are anti-nukes everywhere, and the Ragnarok is coming down. And let's remove this terrible HUD and just enjoy this lovely Ragnarok boring into the ground. And what a FFA, ending up in complete destruction. And in comes the area, final attempt to stop it. There's plenty of Kestrels, they might get it, they might not. There's plenty of anti-air. Seems that the Kestrels are effectively countered. The Ragnarok remains, doesn't it? Kestrels are still alive, but the Ragnarok is finished. It bores into the core. And the planet goes boom. GG. Well done by the effect of the cause. Effect the cause, I mean. He had no other option. He was behind. And he quite accurately says Planetary Extinction, as the event is called. That is exactly how this game ended up. So wow, that was a long haul indeed. That was a long haul. And look at this skybox by Lulame. It's beautiful indeed, isn't it? And that's the last FFA I'm gonna cast. I believe they're gonna do another one. So everybody jump into that one and join that. I have to look to my dog. I got some responsibilities. So I cannot... Oh, okay. Elitsa Luca says good way to end the event. So there's not going to be any more FFAs, it seems. But as I said, it's a great way to end the event. So that was a blast. I don't know about you guys, but that was some great games in Planetary Extinction League, as well as in the FFA. Let me just repeat this one more time. 19 UTC, 14 PST, 20 EST. It's going to be a 1v1 tournament. We got some of the best players in the world in PA playing 1v1s. Single elimination. It's going to be casted, so stick around for that. Join the Discord if you want to sign up for the tournament yourself and play in it. It's a great chance, really. It's going to be a fantastic tournament. And with those words, thank you for Litsuduko for hosting this event. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And on those words, I am going to sign out. I will catch you guys around. Pay attention to what's coming up.